custodians of the land and waters on which we play and train. We pay our respect to their elders past and present and extend those respects to any First Nations people who may be with us this afternoon. If you're able, could you please be upstanding for the Australian National Anthem?
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. With golden soil and wealth of toil, our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every state of birds Australia fair. In joyful strains, and let us sing of birds Australia fair.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All the very best of luck to our competing clubs, Eagle Hawk, Kangaroo Flat and Sandhurst, and to our umpires ahead of our senior and A-grade grand finals for 2025.
Looks like Tarju and Evans are lined up on each other as well. So let's get the grand final underway. Season 2025, the big dance is underway. Smetzer got the first hands to the ruck, but he couldn't win it. Ben Thompson went through and fed the handball to Mullen. It's bouncing around at the bottom of the pack. Mullen managed to feed it out to Evans. He was tackled straight away, and we'll have a ball up. Lockie Tarju diving in on the tackle for Sandhurst. So early matchups involving there. Looks like Evans and Thompson. Evans and Tarju, I should say. Frost wins the tap down. Spills out wide. O'Brien's in there, so too Kuma. First kick of the day goes to O'Brien. It's picked up above his head by Jack Thompson. He'll wheel around and send it inside forward 50 to a charging O'Shannessy. And he takes the mark. Hard on a lead, 40 out directly in front. And what a start this would be for Eagle Hawk if Jack O'Shannessy can go back and kick truly.
Just plenty of space in front of that kick, wasn't there? So O'Shannessy on a lead, very difficult for a defender to stop that when there's territory directly in front of him. Interesting matchup here from a Sandhurst perspective. Curnow is back and he's on Kuma for a start.
39 goals this year for Jack O'Shannessy for his 40th goal on the season and the first of the grand final. 40 out directly in front. City end of the ground, or Barnard Street end of the ground, I should say. Goes right to the line, touched over, and Sandhurst rush it through for a minor score. So one behind Eagle Hawk, no score. Sandhurst a minute and a half into the grand final for season 2025.
So Curnow, the coach, the co-coach of the Dragons will kick it in. A big Eagle Hawk crowd behind him. I'm sure they're giving him a little bit of stick. He decides to play on. He'll go beyond 50. Swimming pool side. They set themselves. Pack form. Ball spills to the back of the pack and over the line it goes. Ball in true centre wing position.
It's interesting there that Curnow looked the direct opposite side to Frost. So looked where Frost was and went deep the opposite side to Frost. That's definitely a tactic early on.
As you would. The umpire will throw it in. Frost against Smetzer. Smetzer, good young player. And Frost, well, I reckon that he's had a super season. As the umpire throws it in, Smetzer from behind, punches it in the path of Smith. Smith of the Dragons, inside forward 50. Green is one-on-one. Green juggling footy, 50 metres out. He just turns and wheels, picked up the footy. The handball was severe to Smith. And now Eagle Hawk, good strong tackling. They win possession. Smith, smothered ball, still... It's now Eagle Hawk pick it up through Billy Evans and spreads it wide.
Evans' kick went wide, but it's bouncing around to a pack of players. Tarju's handball to Connick. Connick, little kick inside forward, 50 off hands. It'll go towards the boundary line where Wilkinson will see it over. The 218s go at it with Hanley and Wilkinson. And we're underneath the scoreboard. One behind Eagle Hawk, no score. Sandhurst, 50 out from goal. Good hot contest early in this one. Myself, Cam Power, Jason Stevens, John Hunter and Norm Jenkin in stats this afternoon, your broadcast team. Maxted goes up and wins the double tap down. Then he able to handball his own ball to Coughlin. Hard up against the boundary line. Snaps it towards the top of the goal square. Neves goes back for Eaglehawk and knocks it over the boundary line. We'll get a boundary throw in. Underneath that scoreboard again, Johnny Hunter, one behind Eaglehawk. Sandhurst looking to hold territory early.
Yeah, they're deep in attack here. Green is looking potent. He hasn't had a clean possession, but you can just see the way he was stalking. Maxted used his body, grabbed the footy and went goalward and slewed it wide. In fact, it hit the point post, so it's out of bounds on the full. No score. One behind Eaglehawk. Sandhurst yet to score. We've gone 3.5 in this grand final. Live 25 local fresh footy.
Very bit lucky there, the Borough. That was really good body work by Maxted in the ruck just to actually work Frost, the number one ruckman, off the ball. That's great body work.
Probably the third string ruckman doing a lot of the forward hit-outs this year. Langford brings the kick in for Eaglehawk in the Frost direction. He flew up over Tom Campbell. Tom Campbell, the centre half forward in the team of the year, up against Braden Frost, who was on the interchange in the team of the year as well for the Bendigo Footy League. Boundary throw in right in front of our broadcast position. Both ruckmen getting a good run up at this one. They'll engage as the ball hits its highest point. One down, Smetzer. He was able to then pick it up off the half volley. Snaps around his body. It's a high ball inside forward 50. They all camp under it. Hanley comes through and knocks it forward, but it's picked up by Hood. Hood snaps around the body of the top of the square. Coming around Green. Able to knock the ball to ground. He then sharked it, snapped around the body and kicked the first goal of the day. Terrific finish. And it's Fergus Green with the first goal of the afternoon. One straight Sandhurst. No score. One behind Eaglehawk. It's on in the middle of the ground as well. Looks like they're really going in to Curnow. Score sponsor, Aussie Disposals on Live 25 local fresh footy.
A few little spot fires all around the ground. You'd expect that in the grand final. Lockie Hood, hats off Lockie Hood, just the way he came through that contest. Full bore and attacked it. And Johnny's right in our call here. Fergus Green looks like his intensity's right up. That was probably his first clean touch of the footy, but didn't take much.
Didn't he enjoy the goal as well? As umpire Carter, David Carter will throw it up in the middle again. It'll be Smets. He jumped over the top of Frost, but Frost was clever. Won the footy at ground level, then banged it on the boot and put it to half forward. Curnow couldn't quite get it. Thompson did well. He dished it off nicely to O'Brien. He'll go inside forward 50. O'Shannessy barrels at the footy. They're going goalward now. Eaglehawk, they're putting the Dragons under pressure, mopped up by Ireland, and he sends it beyond 50 to a huge paddock, Cameron.
Yeah, it's going to bounce and plug right on the boundary line, over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. One goal Sandhurst, one behind Eaglehawk. Early stages of this one. Good contest though. Smetzer and Frost, the two ruckmen, will go at it again. First hands Frost. Hood went through for Sandhurst. Gave it off to Smith. Smith hits the middle of the ground and finds Coughlin. He can swing it wide. Now they can get a bit of run. Connick's got the run. He'll send it up towards Max there, but the kick really didn't advantage him at all. And it skews out of bounds for a boundary throw in, Jason Stevens.
Yeah, Hood again. I think he's the midfielder. Hood and Smith at the moment for Sandhurst are probably the two midfielders accumulating plenty of the footy. Probably need to watch that from an Eaglehawk perspective pretty soon. Dragons
in attack. 70 from goal. Swimming pool side. We've got the first major on the board. Just used his body well. Again was Frost of the Borough. Bangs it on his boot quickly. Didn't really look. Goes towards the boundary line. And good, strong tackling at ground level. It might be a free kick. It was overzealous. So it will be now Thompson. Thompson for the Borough. Inside forward 50. Isley was the target. Hurried shot at goal. Goes across the face. Dragons will keep it in, mop up and send it beyond 50.
They will, to go down for Austin for his first look at it. Couldn't quite beat the one-on-one contest against Ty Evans. Evans handball forward and Tom Bennett just couldn't quite take it cleanly. And it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in, 55 out from goal. Maybe a little bit of nerves for young Tom Bennett there, Jace.
Yeah, a little bit of a double grab, wasn't it? A bit of a fumble, sort of bobbled it over the line. So I'm sure all players are nervous no matter how many grand finals they're experienced. It's a big dance today.
So Sandhurst, of course, last year's reigning premier, looking for back-to-back. Eaglehawk haven't won it since 2018. Mullen took the ball and was taken by Coughlin in the tackle. Knocked down. Umpire throws it up in the air. Collins gets his first look at the ruck work. Tardrew was able to steal it. Sent it out wide. Taken in a strong tackle, though, was Ollie Morris. And we'll have a repeat ball up, Johnny.
Left half forward. The Borough in attack to the Barnard Street end. Big crowd here at the QEO. Up they'll go in the ruck. No clear winner. Wilkinson tries to jump on it. for the Dragons. Thompson jumps on him for the Borough, and eventually the ultimate result was a ball up. Left half forward, Barnard Street in. Borough in attack. Up they'll go. Frost used his body, tapped it straight to the opposition though. Coughed it up there, the Dragons. Still 50 from goal for the Borough. Hurried kick by Thompson out of the pack. It wasn't effective. Ball spills now. It was nice by Mullen. Mullen will go into the hot spot. Curnow tries to mop up. He does for the Dragons and sends it beyond 50.
He does, but Eaglehawk are going to have the numbers at the drop of the footy through Frost, who with a little neat kick inside forward 50 finds Palakuma. And he takes the mark. 40 out. Slight angle to the left of goals at the Barnard Street end of the ground. Tough kick from here, I think, in these conditions.
I'd back him in for this one. I reckon this is well certainly within his range. I think he's the type of player that will thrive on this type of occasion. It's interesting that from a Sandhurst perspective, Curnow's trying to break off and actually get in front of the other deep forwards, and Kuma sort of lowered their eyes, found him open in the hole.
It was a good second grab though as well. He had a little bit of pressure coming his way, but he held it. So Kuma comes in, 35 out, and well, he's kicked it almost out of bounds on the foot. Swings back a little bit through for a minor score, but their second minor.
Commentators curse
you
already.
just don't know what you're going to get with Paulo Kuma sometimes with the way he kicks the footy. 2 behinds Eaglehawk, 1 goal Sandhurst, 9 minutes into the first quarter of the grand final.
Lockie Wright will play on from fullback for the Dragons, and he sends it long to the wing. Goes beyond the pack, it bounces, and it's ended up going out of bounds on half forward to the end he was kicking. So how many metres is that? That's got to be 150 almost.
I'm not very good at actually judging that meterage, but that's definite wind advantage heading towards the city end when you can see that ball carry like that.
Unbelievable. We're on half forward. The kick came from fullback from Lockie Wright. Umpire will throw it in. It'll be Frost, front position, wins it again. He's dominating already. Ball is in dispute on the wing. Kuma getting involved. Grabbed the footy, then lost it. Ureta, beautiful twirl. Then he handballs it in the path of Tardrew. Gets one too high from Sam Thompson and probably just outside his range, Jace.
Well, based on the way Lockie Wright kicked it from fullback, he might not be out of his range here if he gets up in the air.
In fact, he might put it into the Hargraves Mel from here. He goes long. It's a long ball. Goes to the line and, boy, it made the distance, but just accuracy failed him in the end, and it's a minor score. 1-1-7 Sandhurst. The Borough, 2 behinds, 10 minutes, 11 minutes gone, opening term.
Jeez, I was a bit concerned that Jonty Nees was a bit out of it then. Jason almost went through and no one was on the goal line.
Yeah, it was almost a bad miss. Lucky it was offline.
Donnet brings the kick in for Eaglehawk. Didn't look like it was offline from up here at one stage there. Donnet will go straight down the middle. Big fly, no mark taken, but it might be a free kick for a bit of front-on contact. So Clayton Holmes has got it in the centre of the ground. He plays on. Kick, though, shallow. Was looking for Isley. And finding his way into the hole will be Ireland. He'll swing it out wide to Jack Keating, who played every game this year for Sandhurst. Jack Keating, after being in and out of the side last year. He comes down the line. Holmes and Coughlin. It carried well over Holmes, and it fell to Coughlin, who knocked it forward. It then comes off Hall, and it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Right hand forward pocket at the city end of the ground.
Maybe it's that Sharon we're using too, because that kicking from Eaglehawk from fullback by Donnet actually went well into the centre square as well. It might have a little bit extra air in it.
Umpire will throw it in.
They get a brand new footy for the start of the grand final?
They will, yes.
Up they'll go in the ruck. Frost used his body as well. He grabbed it, put it on the right. It was a poor kick though. Might cause a turnover. Morris tried to swoop on it for the Dragons. Ball still contested, ground level. Hurried kick out of the pack. Ureta for the Dragons, but he kicked it straight to Frost. Frost by hands. Tried to give it to Butterick. Butterick lost it. Whistle on play. Free kick. Shot at goal, Dragons.
Tardrew just grabbed without the footy there, came through, attacked the footy really well and just grabbed without the ball. Based on his last shot at goal from inside the centre square, he certainly got the distance covered from this spot.
Lockie Tardrew, important player if the Dragons are to win this grand final. Frost is having some kind of influence for the two Blues as well. As Tardrew puts it on the ground, he's going to take his time, Jace, as you would. Let's see what he does with the footy. Twirls it between his palms. The man on the mark stands just inside 50. 45-degree angle, city end. He gets underneath it and he pumps the air. Hadn't even made it halfway and he knew. Lockie Tardrew. What a goal. Don Smallgoods is good. Our score sponsor. Live 25, local fresh footy. That takes it to 2-1-13. Sandhurst, Eaglehawk 2 behinds, 12 and a half gone.
There's another free kick here too. There's the free kick being paid off the ball. So another
The old
free kick
double
to Sandhurst.
banger.
It looks like a double banger, yes.
And did you see what it was for? It might be Keating, in fact, that's got the free kick. I'll just confirm it for you.
There was a couple of players wrestling there, John. It was an Eagle Hawk Sandhurst. Frosty came in and dragged the Sandhurst player out of the way, and he got caught.
So it was there, Norm.
It was there, yes.
Norm on stats this afternoon as Keating is the man with the footy. Frost stands at 38 metres. Keating puts another goal. You get 2 for 1. What a deal. Here it is at the QEO. And that's some momentum for Sandhurst. Takes them to 3-1-19, leading Eagle Hawk 2 behind score. Sponsor Bendigo City Framers. Live finals 25. Local fresh footy.
Really disappointing from an Eagle Hawk point of view to give away another goal in that sort of situation. But from both teams, from both players that had their set shots, routines were really important there and finished it perfectly.
Feels like Sandhurst are just wanting to put the foot down. They've got the green sign up in front of us. Is that just a case to go hard and try and blow them out of the water early in this game, you reckon?
Yeah, green dragon go.
Red dragon stop. The green one for flying up here. Pretty basic stuff. Ball in the middle of the ground. Unless it's a mixed message and they're just trying to confuse the opposition. That also would be clever. Overrunning the footy over there for Eagle Hawk was Thompson. He couldn't take it cleanly. Dragons are on the march. They'll send it inside forward 50. Campbell picked it up cleanly. Handballed off to Coughlin. Coughlin tried to snap around his body. It was smothered. Might have been Sam Thompson that got the smother in there, and it goes out of bounds underneath the scoreboard. 17-point lead to the Dragons. 15 minutes played in the opening quarter. Danger signs for Eagle Hawk.
I reckon the Dragons can smell blood in the water here. It is perfect conditions at the QEO. It was forecast wind and rain, but what did Jane Bunn know this week? As Frost owes them a couple as he got in that contest, tapped it to Neves. Neves got tackled by Hood. Free kick again, and Lockie Hood. Well, a big chance, but he's standing on the boundary line. He could touch the fence where he is, and then further he could touch the scoreboard. That's where he sits at the QEO, Jace.
Does, and proven finals player, isn't he? He's impacting the contest right from the first bounce. Doesn't look concerned at all. Has a routine like the last two boys that have kicked their goals. Let's see how it goes.
Go for the kill, son. Put it through. It will be your 4th if you do. It'll be a super goal. Lockie Hood, great season this season. Let's see what he does. He gets underneath it, and he loves it! What a goal! Lockie Hood! He started celebrating just as he kicked it. He had to pay admission to get back in where he stood. And the score goes to 4-1-25 Sandhurst. Eagle Hawk 2 behind score. Sponsor Jason Westcott Builder. Live finals 25 local fresh footy.
Well, there's a green dragon on the Sandhurst bench to go. The Borough needs to be holding up something to just grab the football and slow this down, because there's definite momentum with Sandhurst, and Eagle Hawks going to need to get their hands on the pill here and actually control the football for a good 5 minutes to actually take a bit of sting out of this contest.
We spoke about off air, Jace, about stopping a run of goals in a row, and it hasn't happened yet. So a big 5 minutes before we hit quarter time, I reckon, here at the QEO. Sandhurst could almost just about put the game away in the first quarter the way it's going. Eagle Hawk trailing by 23 points, 16 minutes into the opening quarter. We'll get a repeat ball up in the centre. Knocked down. Picked up Stagg, couldn't find a way through. In fact, free kick out of the middle. So free kick Dragons. They'll go straight out of the middle. They'll send a high ball inside forward 50. Campbell in a one-on-one was knocked off the footy, and he's going to receive the... No, he's given away the free kick in the end. So free kick Eagle Hawk. It's Hanley in defence that will receive the free kick. He'll look to switch it to underneath the scoreboard, where he finds a teammate who's got the footy in O'Brien.
Might be, in fact, Thompson, is it? Thompson, or I'll go with you, Cam. I've got confidence.
It is Thompson, sorry.
Thompson
Jack
beyond.
Thompson.
Yep, to Mullen. You can feel the stunned. They're like stunned mallets, Eagle Hawk, and so are the crowd. Really, they come expecting a big showing here from the Borough, but they just need to settle. The ball is long to the outer side wing, spills to the back. Hurried kick out of the pack came from right for the Dragons. Shallow inside forward 50. Butterick's on the Donnet rather is on the end of a handball. Spreads it wide. They'll work it to the outer side wing now. Set themselves. Wasn't quite there with it with Frost. Now he's in the contest. Wilkinson though wins it. Matty Wilkinson, handball though, coughs it up. Can they get out of here? It's a messy little bit of footy. Emerging with it is Nick Thompson, and away he goes.
Sends the kick down the line. They've got a loose player out here in McGregor who takes the mark. McGregor 70 from home. will wheel around onto the right foot, wants the one-on-one contest, goes looking for Clayton Holmes. It favoured Sandhurst, so Farrell knocked to ground, and then going through, collected high. Sandhurst free kick deep in defence. The Borough crowd behind the goal starting to get a little bit involved in this contest. Their team needs them. Free kick Dragons. Oh, it's a shocking kick. Blake McGregor's dropped a chest mark that he wasn't expecting. An absolute let-off if you're Sandhurst there. Boy, Jace, what happened then?
Will Brome actually came off the instep and went the tumble punt. Not sure the Eagle Hawk player knew it was coming.
McGregor had a golden opportunity to take an uncontested mark. Frost takes it out of the ruck, bangs it goal. I don't know if anyone touched it. It rolls right to the line, and it's punched through at the last second from the Dragons. So 3 behind Eagle Hawk, 25 Sandhurst, 22-point margin, 19 gone first quarter. Score sponsor Parsons Towings in Castlemaine.
Curnow for the Dragons, plays on, sends it poolside, a long kick. Tardrew with a punch from the rear, but it's all Eagle Hawk now. Kuma collect the footy, poor kick to half forward. Good strong tackling by Eagle Hawk. 70 from their goal, will have a ball up.
Just need to take the sting out of it here a bit, don't they? They need to possess the football a little bit and keep it in their half.
Let's get back to the basics for Eagle Hawk. There's a long way to go yet. Smetzer jumped high, jumped early, won the tap for the Dragons. Hood wins it. Little sharp handball, it was good. Then the hurried kick to the outer side wing. Still in dispute. Matty Wilkinson, good strong tackling. Hood gathered the ball, then lost it. He had it sold for the Dragons, was looking goalward and then lost it. Over the boundary line it goes, ball in. 23-point margin, Sandhurst lead. 20 gone, opening term, live 25. Local fresh footy.
So they need a response here, Eagle Hawks. Just feel they'd love one before quarter time. But it might not be all doom and gloom if the breeze is as strong as what people are suggesting out there towards the city end. Sam Thompson receives the footy. He'll be able to then paddle it up towards the top of the 50. Holmes in a one-on-one battle, couldn't take it against Wright. Did well to feed the handball out to Mullen. Mullen steps, steadies, composes himself and hits Billy Evans. Uncontested, he was pushed after he got the mark. Umpire Carter didn't fall for it. The Eagle Hawk crowd behind the goals demanding 50. They're not going to get it. And it'll be a chance for the Mickelson medal winner for this year, Billy Evans, from 40 out directly in front to kick a much-needed goal for his side.
He talked about this in his speech on Sunday night, that he's learned how to go forward and impact the contest. Here's his chance in the grand final.
Needs to kick this one, you feel. 40 out directly in front, and he sprays it across the face. Lucky to actually sneak it in for a score in the end. Minor score. So 4 behinds now, Eagle Hawk. Sandhurst 4 goals, 1, 20 minutes into the opening quarter.
Right for the Dragons. Identical kick to the previous one of Curnow. They must be under instruction. Finds Smetzer. Smetzer's got time and space for the Dragons. Inside forward 50. Campbell is the target. And it was good, strong in the air by Langford, who did well for Eagle Hawk. Punched it over the boundary line, it goes in front of the scoreboard, which sees Sandhurst leading by 21.
It was great by Langford. Came off his man Fergus Green and impacted that contest. That's really fast ball movement from Sandhurst, isn't it? To move it from one end to the other in the space of 2 kicks. That's quality ball movement.
Yes, it was brave, high risk, high reward footy from Charlie Langford. Saves the day on that occasion. Could have easily gone wrong. Shallow boundary throw in. Neither ruckman got to it. Spills down. Cooper Smith burns his way through. Sends the kick towards the top of the square, but it floats out of bounds on the full. So it'll be a free kick to Eagle Hawk in the last line of defence. Underneath, right on the point post. Hanley has the footy. Looking for something. There's just not a lot to go for. He's going to have to come out. And he sends a kick, which is an absolute shocker. Went looking for Aidan Hanley, his brother, and he missed him. And it's gone out of bounds for a boundary throw in right in front of our right-hand forward pocket shot. Really nervy start for Eagle Hawk.
Yep, they need to do something. They need to just regroup. Long way to go. Umpire will throw it in. Max dead front position, grabs it. A little cute handball to Matt Wilkinson. Weaves a path, goes around the body and goalward. Campbell got the position and took a grab. It was good one-on-one contested, and wow, boy oh boy, good work.
Just that break from the contest, isn't it? We've had 2 prime time seats here where we're sitting in the commentary box and the Sandhurst players just attacking those contests at pace and taking the ball away. I think that sort of stoppage work needs to be something that Eagle Hawks address with a number of other things at the moment. He's
only 10 metres out. He'll step around the corner like they always do nowadays. And Campbell slams it through. And they go to 5-1, 31 at Sandhurst. No goals on the board for Eagle Hawk. They are 4 behinds. Live 25, local fresh footy score sponsor, Aussie Disposals.
The grandstand here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval is absolutely full. Barely a spare seat up in the grandstand, and a green card being signalled by Blair Holmes to the Sandhurst players. So some in-house communication. They are dominating this term, Jason Stevens.
They certainly are. That green sign has gone up. That's like rubbing it in a little bit further, isn't it? We want to attack even harder.
They've almost got the opportunity to almost kill this grand final before it even really starts. Eagle Hawk response. Ben Thompson tried to charge out of the middle, and he was caught holding the ball. Strong tackling from Sandhurst. In the middle of the ground, Lockie Hood, who's been impressive early. He'll send the kick out wide towards Uraida, but it carries over his head. Father Jackson at ground level, those trees looks like they're certainly blowing towards that city end at the moment, and that kick looked like Uraida just did not judge it at all.
The breeze has picked up from 25 minutes ago when I did the coin toss. It's a very significant breeze to the city end.
Is it worth 5 though, Father Jackson, because they did get 1 for free as well, so is it worth 4?
I would say it's definitely a 3 to 4 goal breeze at the moment.
Right, because you've got to remember they had that double plugger, that double goal, as Tardru wins it 51 from goal. He went round the body, didn't get any purchase, and good strong mark running with the fly to the footy was Ben Thompson. He'll look to horseshoe it out. He goes aggressively to Langford, who stands at the top of his defensive square. His defensive goals is at his back. Now, in fact, he'll send it whence it came. Back, right on 50. Hits up Aidan Hanley. He kicks it further afield, hard up against the boundary line. He finds Bennett. Bennett now turns and goes, and he'll go long up the wing.
Bennett goes down, it's going to go right up, and it's Lockie Wright and Ireland going at it there. The two teammates both spoiling each other over the boundary line. Centre wing position, pull side. Cracking day for footy. It's a really good crowd in attendance for this grand final. 27 points is the lead. 5-1 to 4 behinds. Knocked down. Emerging with the footy, Eagle Hawk, Evans. Central, they turn it over. Now the Dragons can come back the other way. Young Austin's got a bit of pace. He's able to handball further forward to Wilkinson. Wilkinson was able to then get a little tap to Coughlin. Coughlin snaps goalwards and hits the point post out of bounds on the full. So it'll be brought back into play for Eagle Hawk.
So Eagle Hawk from this spot, they're shifting the defence around okay, but they're getting it to half back and then blasting it down the wing. And Sandhurst is just waiting there for that kick with their interceptors and bringing it back into their forward line. So they just really need to control the ball from this spot of the ground.
I'll be interested to speak to Norm Jenkin shortly about the key stats here, whether that's having any influence, but the wind is certainly one of them. Whistle on play as the ball went beyond 50. Eagle Hawk free kick. So getting up with a footy with a free kick. I thought it was going to be O'Brien. It's not. There's Hanley. Hanley goes short pass, 30 forward. It's effective. Now the ball works its way to Thompson. Thompson handball in, aggressive, good strong work. It was nice by Ty Evans. He goes inside forward 50 shallow, running with the fly of the ball. Thompson couldn't get his hands on the footy. Also in the area is O'Farrell for the Dragons. Ball spills to a dangerous position. Can they get their hands on the footy here? Eagle Hawk, it comes out to 50 from the goal that they're attacking. Good strong Dragons tackling. They'll win it. Tardru's out and kicks it to the wing.
So Maxted goes at it. He just didn't quite take the mark in front of Neves, but he was impeded. Umpire said he got him high. So Maxted picks up the footy. No one on the mark. So he's allowed to just get up and go. Runs his allotted distance and chips the pass to absolute perfection. And it lands on the chest of Fergus Green, who is, well, he's right on the paint of 50, and he will release from right where that 50-metre arc meets the boundary.
This will give us a really good look at this breeze. So this hangs out beyond the left post and blows back in. We know that's a pretty significant breeze heading towards the city end.
Experienced campaigner is Fergus Green. 42 goals on the season. 43 if you include the one he's already kicked in this quarter. So for his 44th of the season, he swings it back the other way. That's going right to the line too. What's happened here? Has he kicked it? Has he missed it? I'm
the
not
boundary
sure.
umpire, Cameron, was suggesting that he stepped out of bounds as he had the kick at goals. So the boundary umpire is consulting the field umpire now, and it looks like it could be a boundary throw-in. Confusion aplenty, but that was the body language that was indicated there from the
Jacko, you've got it
field
right.
umpire. And yeah, Fergus Green is furious, shaking his head, so it will be a boundary throw, and you saw it too, Jason.
Yeah, he's indicated he's come off his line. I don't think he's ever actually come back in line from out of bounds either, but he's actually indicated he's gone off his line on the approach to goal. I didn't hear the field umpire call play on, but certainly the boundary umpire had indicated it was out of bounds. So, well, we have a stoppage in the same spot that Fergus had the shot at goal.
So why are we balling it up and not throwing it in?
We should be throwing it in.
So it's a ball up. That's the confusion again. And now Eagle Hawk are going to get a free kick just to rub some salt into it. So
I'll ask you a question,
Ben
Cam.
Thompson goes with a short pass to Donnett. Donnett in defence for Eagle Hawk. Looks to switch, and then he's going to have to come more central. Dangerous kick, and he's kicked it straight to James Coughlin. He went looking for Budrick, and it just swirled away from him. And Coughlin, who's been very impressive in this first quarter, can kick a goal from 40 out directly in front. Sandhurst could have 6 goals on the board, and 3 of them have probably come from their work. Others have just come from brain farts from Eagle Hawk and a discipline error. So they're their own worst enemies at the moment, Jace.
They certainly are as he approaches in.
So in he comes, Coughlin, 40 out, directly in front for a 6th Sandhurst goal. He hangs it to the right through for a minor score. 32 plays 4, 29 gone in the opening quarter. A real let-off there for the Eagle Hawk.
Here's a real question for you, Jace. Have a think about it. How can it be play on unless the umpire's got to say, the central umpire's got to say play on, doesn't he?
He did kind of swing out really wide, though.
The umpire's got to say...
I believe the central umpire needs to call play on before the boundary umpire can call it out. So
Donnett plays on, runs a long way for Eagle Hawk. Then he sends it swimming pool side. Back of the pack though. Maxted wins it. He'll come in board, looks for Hood. Good defensive punch. It'll be Eagle Hawk. Can they win it through the middle? They won't. Hurried kick by Cooper Smith. He goes to the Dragons. He looks for Fergus Green. And it's a good strong mark that was taken, saving by Langford.
And 50 metres as well.
For what?
One of the Sandhurst players, I think Fergus Green got called to stand and he might have kept running away, or
potentially, or he come across the mark. He's probably had a little bit of a nightmare with the umpires over the last 30 seconds, Fergus.
Langford sends it out wide and he finds Tom Bennett, who's roaming that far wing for Eagle Hawk, the poolside wing here at the QEO. 28 points is the margin. He'll come down the line. And Ureta takes the easiest of intercept marks he could find. It's not the Eagle Hawk pressure that we were expecting coming into this game at the moment. Ureta's able to chip the pass backwards to Curnow. So Curnow across half-back has his hands in the air, pointing traffic around. Really nothing going on further of the footy, so he's just going to come down the line and roost a 60-metre ball. Even that one's carried a long way. It spills to the back. Coughlin managed to fire out a handball, showing all his class and experience today. Maxted picked it up, handballed it off to Lockie Wright. Lockie Wright goes goalwards and slots it. So the Dragons are on fire. A 34-point lead as we approach quarter time. 6-2, 38 plays 4 behind. Score sponsor is Parsons Towings in Castlemaine. Live 25, local fresh. Grand final footy.
Well, that's certainly green dragon football when your centre half back's coming through and taking a handball received from your centre half forward and slotting a goal. So it's just it's the ball movement and control from Eagle Hawk. When they're trying to control it, they're turning it over with poor skill execution. And when they get the ball at half back, there's no options on. They go long down the line and Sandhurst returns possession. Back it comes and in their forward line. So both styles of play aren't working.
It's an absolute clinic being put on here by Sandhurst. What a super team they are. Now it's Budrick, receives the handball from Frost. Eagle Hawk inside forward 50.
He's paid the push.
And they will get a free kick right on the siren. And don't they need this one, Jason?
They certainly do. I thought there was a lean, not a push, but just in live. I'd love to see it again, but yeah, they certainly need this. This needs to go through the big sticks. Is it Clayton Holmes?
It is Clayton Holmes. He's at 45 metres. He's going well beyond the 50. He's taking a Jeff Thompson run up. Michael Holding, take your pick, because the man on the mark is well within 50. So he's going to the Barnard Street end. He's on the swimming pool side. Twirls the ball between his palms. Crosses the paint of 50. Now he goes under. Stabs at it and punches at the crowd and says, "You beauty." It's through the middle, and didn't they need that right on quarter time?
8-point lead to Sandhurst. Here's John Hunter.
Don't go anywhere, because one thing is for certain. Eagle Hawk have drawn the sword. Let's see how Sandhurst respond to that physicality. They'll go inside forward 50 though. Eagle Hawk will win it off half back. Thompson wins the footy. This is Ben Thompson. Shares it off with a teammate, spreads it wide. Coomer is the target. Coomer picks it up for the two Blues. He'll go long inside forward 50. It's shallow. Wright got caught behind, and it'll be a free kick going the way of the Dragons.
So Lockie Wright will receive the free kick for a bit of hold. No, it's actually Mills that's going to receive the free kick. So Mills sends it down the line. Smetzer takes the mark. Right in the middle of the wing, grandstand side. Hugh Smetzer wheels around onto his right. High ball to Tom Campbell, who's got to beat two. Did okay to force a contest. It comes out. Austin picks it up. He almost fell over, but he recovered himself, snapped goalwards, and he was never, ever going to find the goals. He was well and truly off balance, and he's kicked it into the point post out of bounds on the full. Langford will bring the ball back into play. He'll chip the short pass. Donnett will try and merge his way out of defence for Eagle Hawk. Sends it long down the poolside wing, but it's gone straight to Connick.
Connick, short pass. It's effective. Hits up Coughlin. Short pass forward and spread it further wide. Finds O'Farrell. O'Farrell tripped over his own shoelaces, Jason, I think, as he put a bit of mayo on that as he went past the Eagle Hawk player. Went to ground. Let's see what O'Farrell's got. 70 from goal. He'll go into the hot spot. Big punch from behind. Eagle Hawk, they'll win it now. Long kick. It looks like O'Shannessy won the footy. In fact, it might have been Isley. Kicked it straight to the opposition in Mills. Mills will spread it across half-back. Finds Ireland. Ireland back to Mills. They're playing kick-to-kick across half-back. City end. They lead by 28 points. Fans it wide to the outer side swimming pool wing. O'Farrell is the recipient. Gets tackled strongly by O'Brien of Eagle Hawk. Free kick on the defensive side of centre wing for the Borough.
Those little things can be things that can change momentum back your way. A terrific tackle, O'Brien. Goes in board with the kick. Finds Evans. So Billy Evans has it here. He'll go even further down the line. Nick Thompson got shoved underneath the footy. It spills to the back, and Liam Ireland is just playing all on his own. He's able to handball over the top to Connick. Connick then gets it further forward. They handball their way out of trouble. Eventually it spills out. Chance for Eagle Hawk to be able to turn it over through Sam Thompson, but he couldn't get it. And somehow James Coughlin emerged with the footy. Kicking further forward. He finds Austin. 70 out from goal. Austin launches towards a one-on-one contest for Tom Campbell. Knocked away from him. Langford comes back to supply some help for Eagle Hawk. And he'll clear out defence. It should sit for Coomer. Coomer's got to get around the one-on-one of Smetzer. Smetzer got him in a terrific tackle. Coomer stood up, managed to get his kick away, and he found Frost, who emerges with it inside forward 50. Nick Thompson flies, couldn't take it, spills to the back. It should fall for Connick.
Great umpiring. Let it go in the grand final. I loved it. Love to see it. Curnow goes wide now defensively, Dragons. Finds Ireland. Ireland kicks it 30 metres forward. Hits right. He's had a super season as well for the Dragons. Stands on the boundary line. Swimming pool side. Half back. Kicking to the Barnard Street end. Kicks it down the line. Right, it's a long ball. Maxted was his target. And it's either out of bounds on the full or free kick. It's the former, and it's out of bounds.
Cammy actually just said in the call there that Liam Ireland by himself, that's because his direct opponent is actually off the ground. So with their one down on the Eagle Hawk point of view. Just on the disposals, we've got some live data from Prem Data. Actually relatively even. There's 78 to 82 disposals across the ground. So Eagle Hawk certainly had plenty of the footy.
Donnett gets the ball here and he clears it out towards the grandstand side wing. Jack Thompson tracks after it. Sockers it up to himself. He accelerated away from Mills. Then he got one collected high. Umpire looked like he was going to call it. Then he eventually got up and said play on. Curnow barrels his way through. He got through the Jack Thompson tackle. He didn't get through the Coomer one. So we'll have a ball up right in front of us in our broadcast position.
Probably a little bit lucky there. He got wrapped up after the first contact, so probably a little bit lucky.
Yeah, usually if you break one tackle and get caught in a second, it usually spills holding the ball. Mullen emerges with the footy. Coomer was fumbling, but he's able to recover. Got some time and space. Low ball inside forward 50 for O'Shannessy. Was shoved off it by Brome. Picked up by Lockie Hood. Hood gave it straight to Hoare. Over the top he goes. O'Shannessy couldn't get there. Ireland actually come charging in. He was playing a loose role in defence, but they've somehow managed to stuff it up. And Ben Thompson socked through a goal. It's the most unusualest of goals, but it's going to result in one for Ben Thompson. A little soccer from the top of the square. And it's now 2 in a row to Eagle Hawk. So they get the game back a little bit. 2-4-16, playing 6-2-38, 5 minutes into the second quarter. Score sponsor Don Smallgoods is Don is good.
As I just said during the call, that was we probably felt here in the commentary box that Sandhurst has dominated most of this contest, and the scoreboard certainly suggests that. But as far as disposals go, relatively even. So if Eaglehawk can tidy some of that up and actually use the ball a little bit better, we might see some more scoreboard activity.
Nick Thompson for Eaglehawk just came off with a bit of a sore ankle, perhaps, with the help of the trainers for Eaglehawk.
So we're back into the middle. Umpire's letting it go, and a free kick's being paid. It'll go to Sandhurst. I'm barracking for the umpires this afternoon. I reckon they're doing a super job, Jason, to this stage of the game.
I think they are. It's a hot contest, and they're holding in there pretty well.
Just let it go. Collins short pass finds Keating. Keating of the Dragons will go inside forward 50 now. He ignored the lead of Campbell. It's to the hot spot. Sam Thompson socket off the ground for Eaglehawk. Running onto it though was Collins. Free kick. Gets one for too high, and he'll line them up. He's within distance, you'd think.
Well, he kicked a goal a couple of weeks ago in a final from about 55 out to the city end, so the wind won't help him at this end, but he is a big kick of the football, so I think you're right. He's within range to have his shot.
They haven't really settled since Ureta was taken off. I reckon this is the steadier that they need. Collins, man on the mark, stands at 40. Barnard Street ends. Not much angle to speak of the Dragons. Steps inside, goes off the side of his boot. It's not even going to be close. They set themselves. Big pack forms. Hurry kick out of the pack goalward is nothing. In fact, it's a minor score. Dragons increase the lead. 39 playing 16. 6.5 gone. Second term. Live 25. Local fresh footy.
Long kick out of defence, straight down the grandstand wing. O'Brien tried to claim it, knocked it further forward to O'Shannessy. Can come out to Kuma. Kuma has to stop and prop, but he was able to then get onto his preferred foot. Send it down the line. McGregor's got to go one-on-one with Wright. Ireland come to assist. They overran the footy. McGregor did brilliantly. Over the top to Mullen. Mullen can go to 50. He decides, do I want to handball it? Do I want to goal it? He gives it to Isley. Isley's dropped it. He absolutely dropped it stone cold. It was chipped to him like he was standing at mid-on. He just had to mark it, and he dropped it stone. That's a massive let-off for Sandhurst. The ball trickles over the boundary line, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw in underneath the scoreboard. But what a let-off. Jason Stevens, all the good work from Blake McGregor in the 2-on-1, and just gets that let down.
Yeah, it is a let-off, and Lockie Island a couple of times has tried to impact the contest, come up, and as the loose man has tried to impact and hasn't taken the footy, that's certainly given Eaglehawk a couple of chances.
I think he had it sold before acceptances, Isley, as the ball is hard up against the line. Paul getting involved for Eaglehawk. Will have a ball in 20 around. And that causes you to take the eye off the footy, not from being scared, Jason, but just having it sold, I reckon. That's what happened to him.
I think so, yeah. I don't think there's any fear in it. It's just, having it spent before you've actually...
Yeah, overcooked it, overthought it. Dragons will mop up in the back pocket. Keating received a handball. He'll send it long and far. Kobe Maxted, the target, who's been good this afternoon. Got a fingertipper on it, but it wasn't good enough. And it will be a ball in. Across half-back, Sandhurst lead 39-16. 8.5 gone. Second term, live 25. Local fresh footy. Score sponsor Bendigo City Framers.
Throw in. Pull side wing. Collins won the tap down. Ben Thompson tried to find a way through, and he was collected high, so he receives the free kick. He's able to steady. Come inboard to Kuma. He's having a bit of contest. Kuma dropped it, but he has time to recover. He then steadies, stops, props, sends it inside forward 50 in the Isley direction. Couldn't take the mark, knocked away from him. Spills out wide. Dragons will pick up the footy. Good tackling for Eaglehawk. Looks like Tom Bennett getting involved down there. I'd say Eaglehawk have probably won the first 9 minutes of this quarter, though. They're on top. Collins tried to get it on the second tap. Stagg kicked it out of defence, straight to Ben Thompson. Handball to Sam Thompson. Sam Thompson will load up. It's going to go right to the line. Ireland, rather professionally, I reckon, drops the mark through for a minor score. 39 playing 17. 22 points of difference, 9 minutes into the second quarter.
That is the last 2 goals for the Borough as well, so if they can manage to get another one here, it's a bit of momentum that really swings their way. So this next goal is really, really important as far as this contest goes.
They've settled. The Borough contest still on. Wright will play on from fullback for the Dragons. He'll send it long. Campbell was the target, playing right up the field. Come over the top. In fact, it might have been Smets up and gave away a free kick. It was overzealous. Bennett short pass finds Billy Evans, the Mickelson medalist from 2025. He's on left half forward, too far to score. It's a crowded forward line. Isley should be his target. It is, and he clunks this one, gets one under the chin, but puts some mayo in it. Good umpiring. Didn't sucker. Didn't get suckered in, umpire. And we'll have a shot at goal. He felt like a deck of cards, Cam. Don't look at me like that. What do you reckon, Jason? You backing me up?
I try to stay neutral with my comments around the umpires up here, Johnny. I think that was certainly the contact was high. There wasn't a lot of force. I agree that he did go down and try and suck it in, but there was certainly contact high.
I won't have it. It's a grand final. Don't be trying to milk free kicks in a grand final. I reckon they're standing up, the umpires, and so are Eagle Hawk now. Important kick. Let's see what he can do. He owes them one, I reckon, from a couple of minutes ago. And slots it. Game on here at the QEO. Eagle Hawk 3-5-23. They trail 6-3-39. Score sponsor, Aussie Disposals, Live 25, local fresh footy.
That's what we said. That's the third goal in a row now to Eagle Hawk. That's a little burst of momentum for them if they can keep this rolling. But we might see the Red Dragon go up from the Sandhurst bench here to try and control the football a little bit. It is game on. It was well called, Johnny. This is game on now. So and really impressive with one man down, 2 on the ground.
Sandhurst have added only one behind in this term in the opening 11 minutes.
Back in the middle we go. Frost taps it down. Tarju will track after it, but really going through nicely there was Jack Thompson. They win the ball, Eagle Hawk. They can send it inside forward 50 from Joel Mullen. Isley comes out as the target. He's able to track it towards the boundary line. I think O'Farrell was rather happy to see that one over as well underneath the scoreboard, but they're getting on top in the midfield.
That was Kuma that time, Cam. He's having an influence in this contest as well.
Been very impressive. Feels like Eagle Hawk are getting on top. We'll see if the stats back that up in a minute with Norm Jenkins. Throw in here. Frost taps it down. Tarju takes it to ground level and we'll have a repeat ball up.
Yeah, well, they've had 8 inside 50s this quarter for 2 goals, 4 inside 50s for Sandhurst. They haven't hit the scoreboard yet, only are behind.
Ball up right in front of the goal here for Eagle Hawk. It's handballed out from O'Shannessy. It comes to Frost and he sends a little barreling kick which skew whiffs off the side of the boot. Minor score. Takes it to 39, playing 24. Score sponsor, Aussie Disposals, Live 25. Local fresh grand final footy from the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Myself, Cam Power, John Hunter, Jason Stevens, Norm Jenkins on stats, and Father Jackson Saunders at ground level.
Just waiting for Lockie Wright to receive the footy.
This is very impressive from Eagle Hawk, isn't it? Man down and leading this the second quarter of the contest with a 17 on the ground.
Unusually for this game, Lockie Wright decides to come broadcast side, played on from full back, kicked it to Curnow, Wright ran on, handball back and forth, back to Curnow, aggressive inboard, hits Keating. Keating on defensive 50, fans it wide to the outer side, swimming pool side. They ended up there. Smetzer collected the footy, had time, not sure what to do with it. He goes shallow inside forward 50. That lead was on, didn't quite hit it. Maxted handballs it there to Austin. Austin with the footy and it's a goal! Good reply, Dragons. End to end, coast to coast footy. Score sponsor, Don Smallgoods is Don is good. 7-3-45 Sandhurst, Eagle Hawk 3-6-24. Live 25, grand final, local fresh footy.
Explosive player, Jake Austin, pace to burn. Sometimes his disposal and his efficiency with his kicking lets him down, but not on that occasion. Beautiful finish. Desperately needed, I'd like to say, for Sandhurst. They are, like I said just before in the call, they're a man up on the ground and haven't been able to maintain possession.
First goal in 14 minutes for the Dragons.
So that stops a runner. 3 Eagle Hawk goals in a row. Frost wins it out of the middle. Austin's in the middle again. He's everywhere at the moment. Handball to Smetzer. Back to Austin. Terrific for a young player. He'll send the kick wide. It's not going to find anyone in particular. It'll be taken over the boundary line. And Jake Austin, just the 8th senior game since making his debut this year, and he's playing in a grand final and playing a terrific role as well.
Yeah, he's represented the league earlier in the year, Cam, in the under-19s, and good future in front of him.
So umpire will throw it in. Sandhurst in attack. Too far from goals at the moment to score. 70 metres it would be. Smetzer might have got it in the hands in the back, but they'll win the footy at ground level. The Dragons. Wilkinson, handball Tardrew. Further handball now was a long inside forward 50. Dragons work it, but it was intercepted. Good strong play by the Borough, and they'll work it out of fullback up onto the broadcast side wing.
Comes from Langford down the line. picked up by Mills. He was hit hard by Kuma. It spills out wide, back to Curnow. Curnow sends it inside forward 50. Stagg was running backwards and it almost hit him on the back of the head. He then makes a strong tackle and we'll get a throw in. That wind seems to be causing a bit of havoc out there for players, I reckon, Jace. You can see with kicks like that.
Yeah, you can. It's certainly pretty strong in the breeze. You can see it over in the trees, over in the netball. It's still pretty strong out there.
Ball up in the forward pocket. Sandhurst handball their way out. Finding space. Austin, he's gone from the boundary and he's gone right across the face of goal and found Kobe Maxted. But he is hard up against the boundary line. With 10 metres in, I'd say. 10 metres out. Thought about passing inboards. Decides against it. For 2 in a row for the Dragons to get them to back to where they started the quarter, just about. Maxted with a banana goes across the face. Collins tried to claim the mark, but he was over the line beforehand. Minor score. And now it makes it 46-24, so we're back to a 22-point ball game.
So the Borough need to get another one on the board just to maintain the margin. They'll kick it in from fullback, comes up to the wing. Ground level, Paul wins it, handball off, good strong tackling, free kick, Sandhurst, they'll be paid. And they'll have another opportunity to go inside forward 50 through Austin. Austin of the Dragons, on the left, puts it into the forward pocket. His target might be Maxted, who's taken a mark. It has, and he's been prominent this afternoon, Maxted, and he's taken it, and he'll stand, in fact, inside the boundary line, right up against the fence. In the shadows of the old South Bendigo social rooms. That's where he is. Big crowd there where those rooms used to be. Maxted now, he'll step inboard, he'll go goalward, long, it drifts right at the last moment. Minor score, takes it to Sandhurst 47, Eaglehawk 24, 17 gone, second term, live 25, local fresh footy.
Bit of effects in the mic there that would suggest that's the Eaglehawk end of the ground. The bit of feedback for Kobe while he's having his set shot.
The banners for Eaglehawk flying proudly at both ends of the ground here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. I reckon they'd be relatively happy with their side's fight in this second quarter, and especially being a man down. Eaglehawk will bring the ball into play. Langford will chip out underneath the South Bendigo poolside change rooms.
Score in the A-grade netball, or 17 Kangaroo flat, Sandhurst 12.
It's Butterick that has the footy.
We'll keep you updated with those scores. That'll be of interest, Cam.
He'll send it down the line. No mark taken off hands out of bounds, particularly for one of us up here in the box.
There was a slight little fist pump off air. No one could hear that on the commentary.
Going to throw in poolside wing. Game's just kind of mellowed out, I reckon, in the last few seconds here. It was quite feisty to start the quarter and end the last one. Knocked down. Austin's getting involved in the game. Tried to find a way through. Just managed to fire out a handball. Picked up by Neves. Neves' handball to Ben Thompson, who had his head over the footy and he was collected high, so he'll receive the free kick. A little bit overzealous by young Jake Austin. And, well, was it a Sandhurst player that threw that ball back to Ben Thompson then, or did it come from an Eaglehawk hand? I didn't see, but if it was a Sandhurst player, it probably could have been 50. But Ben Thompson has the footy, centre wing position.
He'll poke it wide to Sam Thompson, who's standing on true centre wing. 20 in from the boundary, swimming pool side, kicking to the city end. Now he plays on and goes. Shallow inside, forward 50. Billy Evans was the target, couldn't win it. Ball spills beyond 50 now, and stoppage. They all dive in over the top of the footy, and we'll have a ball in. So Eaglehawk, you just sense they need, well, one would be nice, but two before half-time. They're across half forward now. Isley doing the ruck work, taps it towards the boundary line. Butterick's in the area, couldn't win it. Stagg did win it, put it on the left for the Dragons, put it wide, and it went out of bounds, and that was fortunate for the Dragons because Donnet was about to swoop on it for the two Blues and didn't, and we'll have a ball in out of side.
8 of the 10 goals in this game have been kicked to the city end. Obviously, Eaglehawk have the breeze in this term, so that's another reason, Johnny, why they need to capitalise. 2 goals to 1 so far for the Borough in this second quarter.
So in on the poolside wing. Isley was able to win the tap down.
Just pumping you up, Cam.
Knocked down.
Healthy crowd on the other side of the ground there too, on that poolside wing. That's pretty deep and dense over there.
Quite a good crowd in attendance right around the QEO here. Hall's able to find the way out to Jack Thompson, who gives it off to Budrick. Budrick will then wheel it up the line towards Evans. It carries over the back of the contest. Curnow threw an arm at it and swatted it, missed it out of bounds, or is it a free kick to Keating? I reckon he might have been caught high before it went over the boundary line. So Keating receives the free kick for the Dragons underneath the scoreboard. 23 points is their lead. The short pass to Curnow. It's going to go directly back to Keating. I don't know if that's just a ploy to give the coach an extra kick in the day. I'm not 100% sure what the situation was there, but we wasted a couple of seconds and we're back where we are, and then he kicked it out of bounds on the full. So very bizarre little bit of passage of play there, James.
It certainly was. Sandhurst had set up with a horseshoe around this side of the ground, commentary box side of the ground, and Bryce went back the opposite direction. So maybe the coach gets some feedback from the players.
Sam Thompson had a free kick, kicked it to Butterick, running on Sam Thompson. He looks to retreat, gives it to the back door, and it's ineffective. The kick comes into the forward line, and Eaglehawk have put it out of bounds on the full, and it will be Keating. We've got to give the Bendigo City Framers $100 sponsorship award this afternoon, and we are doing some votes as well, so we'll bring you all the updates. I reckon Keating's a bit of a smoky at the moment. I'm liking the way he's going about it. The ball goes inside forward 50 again. Curnow wins it for the Dragons. Handball to right. Right on the left. Puts it into the path of a teammate. That is Collins. Couldn't win it. Boundary line does. Ball in broadcast side. 47 playing 24. Eaglehawk trail.
Eaglehawk co-coach Clayton Holmes about to come back on for the Borough, so we'll watch with interest when that happens.
He owes them, doesn't he, Cam?
Yeah, it's if there ever was a script for him to come out and just absolutely take this game by the neck, it would be. Jeez, I would love to have him in there with the way they got their momentum here. Free kick, Isley was taken without the footy. It was a rather late whistle. It's against Seb Collins.
He might owe Eaglehawk, but I'm pretty sure there's a few Sandhurst blokes out there think that they owe him as well. So it could get really interesting when he does enter the contest.
Standing hard, patiently on the boundary line, waiting for the very sign of the green go. Handball off. Evans will then send it inside forward 50. Frost will come, couldn't take the mark, and Lockie Wright read it best, and he takes the intercept mark for the Dragons.
He's had a good quarter, Lockie Wright.
Kangaroo Flat, 7 goals up over Sandhurst in the A grade.
Clayton's back on the ground. Clayton Holmes.
There you go. Thanks to Father Jackson at ground level. That's what the boos around the crowd are. Clayton Holmes is back on the ground. Public enemy number 1 here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Dragons go down the line. Jack Thompson couldn't take the intercept mark. Turnover. Dragons can work it out. It spills to Mills. Mills was a little bit fumbly, but he's got plenty of time to pick up steady. He stops, he props, has a scone, then decides what he wants to do with the footy. That's where the pressure came from. Dragons will get it from Smith. They'll send it inside forward 50. One-on-one contest. Austin at the front. Tried to fend off the Ben Thompson tackle, and he's been caught high. Not sure. But it's a free kick to Jacob Austin, 40 out directly in front of goal.
Not sure, but certainly one that they'd be keen to finish this one. And as I said, this is it's probably where Jake, sometimes if he has a weakness in his game, this is probably it. So hopefully for his sake, he can knock this one through.
So what you're saying is you don't give him much chance of kicking this one?
No, I do give him a chance of kicking it. I would actually say he will kick this one. Just sometimes they don't come off exactly the way Jake would like them to come off. So
40 out directly in front of goal. Jake Austin for his second on the day to increase the lead for the Dragons. He comes in and he puts it across the face to the left-hand side. 1 goal, 1 for Austin. And we're back to an even 4-goal margin. 7 goals, 6-48 to 3-6, 24.
What's a scone, by the way, Cam? I'll get you to get back to me on that. As the kick-in comes from full-back, it goes into the middle. Holmes hits the footy hard. So does Thompson, Ben Thompson. Ball spills, though. Hood wins it for the Dragons. He'll spread it wide for a teammate in Smith, who'll go long. Dragons into the pocket. Target was Matt Wilkinson. Spills to Smetzer. He's beyond 50. Underground handball. It was cute, ineffective in the end. Keating was the target, but Sam Thompson of the two Blues ties him up right on 50. For the Sandhurst Dragons will have a ball in. 24-point margin, 24 minutes have gone. Second term here at the QEO. Umpire, he throws it back in. Ball spills at ground level. Tardru's been quiet. Gives a handball that's neat to Smith. Cooper Smith goes goalward for the Dragons and puts it through. And the class just rises to the top just when you think they're being a bit quiet. Score sponsor, Bendigo City Framers. 8-6-54 to 3-6-24 Eaglehawk. Live 25, local fresh footy.
I know we said before that Keating's had a reasonable day for the Dragons, but Cooper Smith Cooper Smith's had a fantastic contest so far. Was there early on and is certainly still stamping himself on this game at the longer it goes.
All Eagle Hawks' hard work in the opening minutes of this quarter. Sandhurst have just steadied late. 5-goal lead now. Thompson out of the middle, handball backwards to Mullen. Mullen thought about kicking, realised he had a bit more space in front of him and composed himself. Sent the kick to leading Nick Hall, who took the he dropped the mark, but he was able to get it at the best. Give it off to Billy Evans. Evans with a low pass inside forward 50, hits Bailey Isley. That's better passage of play from Eagle Hawk.
Yeah, it certainly is. Just beautiful, clean ball movement. A great entry kick too from Billy Evans. That could have a lot of players would actually turn their eyes to goals and just blast away in that sort of spot. Just to chip that little 15-20 metre kick in. That's a well-weighted entry.
Player of his calibre probably nearly would slot that goal, I reckon. But great pass to Isley. So Isley kicked the last goal for Eagle Hawk for their fourth to bring it back to a 4-goal ball game. 20 out directly in front. Doesn't miss. 2 goals now for Bailey Isley, the first multiple goal scorer on the day. And it is now 8 goals 6, playing 4 goals 6. It's an even 4-goal ball game here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. 54 playing 30. Score sponsor, Jason Westcott, builder on Live 25, local fresh footy.
Probably the alarm bell for me, and I'm not going to jump into Normie's domain here with the statistics, but the contested possessions are actually in the favour of Sandhurst at the moment. So they're only around about 7, plus 7 in contested possessions. That's certainly a concern from Eagle Hawks, so they'd want to level that one back up before half-time if they can.
A-grade netball 22, playing 17. Sandhurst trailing in that game against Kangaroo Flat as we're back into the middle.
That contested possession, that's where Eagle Hawk prides themselves. That's really surprising.
Smetzer in the ruck, jumped way too early and he let Bryce Frost win the footy. Then he tapped it to a teammate and they'll spread it wide. Eagle Hawk with a chance now through Sam Thompson, who's lifted his game. Holmes is the target. They're jumping in over the footy. Can't get it out. Connick's been quiet this afternoon for the Dragons. Haven't really called him. They'll win it. Thompson on the end of a handball. Eagle Hawk. Kick goes to Kuma. Gets one under the ear as well for his trouble. Right on 50. He'll line them up for a shot at goal.
Thought about dishing off the handball to Kuma. He wheels around onto the right. Kicks it straight into Island though. And it spills out. Stagg was then able to brought down in the tackle. And they'll have a ball up just inside forward 50. Rather disappointing not to get a good look inside forward 50 there.
Yeah, it's just a little bit disappointing that he didn't convert on that opportunity. It was certainly there, just missed the kick.
So Frost wins the tap down. O'Shannessy went through, couldn't quite find it. Budrick's in there. Tackling from Hood, dropped the footy. Stagg's also in there. Not sure how he got that one out. Smetz's kick was smothered. Thrown onto the boot there and inside from Bennett, didn't work out. Tardrew clears the kick out. Charging out at it, Brome, overran the footy. Campbell, suspect tap forward, but it worked out okay. Brome, he threw it to himself because he was trying to handball and he mucked it up, but he got away with it. Inside forward 50 they go. Langford dropped the mark in a one-on-one contest with Green. Was able to recover. Handball to Hanley. Hanley hits an option and now they might be able to run it down the pull side wing, Johnny.
Through Sam Thompson, he goes short, finds Billy Evans. Billy Evans, defensive side of centre wing, pool side. He goes to half forward. Isley was the target. It was too deep for him, but Holmes was in the area and then goes straight up the chimney. 50 up and 50 down. Doesn't get any purchase on it. Ball spills now to Tardrew. Tardrew hasn't got the footy. He used his body and protected Keating. Keating collect the footy and then he goes to the outer side to Connick. Connick handball forward. Tardrew bounces, he grabbed the footy. Then he gets collared. Connick offers assistance. Then grabbed it, banged it on the boot. Shallow inside forward 50. He's effective in the end. I'm not sure he meant it. Hits up Tom Campbell, 48 from home.
Nick Thompson, by the way, for Eagle Hawk, has been on the interchange basically all this term. He went off with the help of the trainers before with what appeared to be a leg or ankle injury. I'm not sure if we'll see him back today.
Campbell now, the siren has sounded. In the words of the great Jock Clark, he won't play on. He's beyond 50. He's gone the tube, the barrel. Couldn't have even hit it any worse. I reckon I don't know what it was, but it was a nothing kick.
Well, a huge gust of breeze picked up just...
No, don't make excuses for that kick. Sorry, Father Jackson. That is an absolute shock.
It was for our amusement, Cam. That's what it was for.
It went 15 metres up in the air and nearly came back and, I don't know, it's landed in the middle of the 50. Harder to land it there than what it would have been somewhere closer to goal. 8-6-54, 4-6-30. It's a 24-point lead to the Sandhurst Dragons And that is the halftime score. A better quarter from Eaglehawk. 24 points the margin. The second half to come here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval on Bendigo Footy League Grand Final Day. Live 25 local fresh footy.
To Eaglehawk 4-6:30 for the second half. Live 25 local fresh footy. Here's Cameron Power.
So the second half in the grand final underway. Eaglehawk get the first clearance going in the way of Frost. He'll bang it inside forward 50. And the mark's been taken. Clayton Holmes. And boy, I reckon he'll cop some treatment as he's lining up for this goal. But he marks it 40 out directly in front. And if he kicks this, it'll be the perfect start to the second half for Eaglehawk.
He might get some feedback from the man on the mark, but one thing's for certain, if he does kick the goal, the fist pump towards the Eaglehawk faithful will be a big one.
You can hear the boos in the background. Clayton Holmes comes in, 40 out directly in front to fire up the Eaglehawk crowd. He goes goalwards and he shanked it off the side of the boot. And I think it's actually been marked on the boundary line. Is it O'Shaughnessy down there?
Looks like O'Shaughnessy.
O'Shaughnessy's taken the mark off a shanked kick. I thought it was about to skew into the point post, but O'Shaughnessy's marked it and he puts it through. The perfect start to the final, to the third quarter. O'Shaughnessy slots the goal, and Eaglehawk have got it back to a 3-goal ball game. Couldn't have asked for a better way to start the second half. 8-6-54, place 5-6-36, a minute and 20 gone, third quarter score sponsor. Don Smallgoods is good.
On reflection now, when you asked who can turn the game from an Eaglehawk perspective, I probably missed this guy that just kicked that goal. He can be a barometer for this side, and if Jack O'Shaughnessy gets fired up and starts being active in that forward half, they're a very different looking side, Eaglehawk. So good start.
Game on here at the QEO. Schmetzer jumps too early, I reckon, against Frost. No clear winner. It's just juggling around in the middle. Billy Evans goes through hard. Emerging with the footy is Thompson. Gets the old 1-2. It went from Thompson to Thompson. There's 4 of them. Well, there's 3 now out there because one of them is in fact injured. Kuma turns and goes. He'll go long and gets a 50-metre penalty. What was it for, Jace?
Didn't see. Is it down the ground or is it a 50? It is a 50. Must have been an over the mark infringement.
It was over the mark.
Kuma dishes it off. Goalwood, they go Eaglehawk. It's through Ty Evans, and he thought it was good off the boot, and then just at the last moment faded minor score. 54 playing 37. Game on here at the QEO. 2 minutes gone, third term.
Wow, here come the Borough to start the third quarter. They've come out firing. Lockie Wright's got it in defence. 54-37. If they can keep it under this margin, even win the quarter, it'd be huge to set up a massive final quarter. Ben Thompson got the ball on the far wing, got it back off a 1-2. Handball further forward. They'll send it inside forward, 50 Eaglehawk. It's a chance. It's a no mark to Isley, and a good strong mark's been paid to Sandhurst, going back courageously. Taking the grab was Sean O'Farrell. So O'Farrell back in the Sandhurst lineup. Just the 3 senior games this year. Came back in round 15 and has held his spot in the side.
He sends it long beyond 50. He'll go swimming pool side. Smetzer was the target, but flying over the back was Maxted. Did well, played on, probably didn't have to. Then he was hurried into his left foot kick, which was good to Coughlin. Coughlin handballs to Wright on the left of the Dragons, inside forward 50. His target was Green. Green got, upended. He turned around and asked for a free kick. Won't get one as the ball tumbles over the boundary line. Underneath the scoreboard, ball in. 54 playing, 37 Dragons lead. They're in attack.
I was just chatting to the Knights of the Southern Cross who've been manning the gates since 7 a.m. this morning. They said it's been a huge crowd. Cole, the groundsman, thinks it's the biggest crowd in a few years. I believe people will be able to get in for free in about 15 minutes' time.
Don't they open the gates up at half-time usually?
No, the Knights are still there as the City Greater, as I think the league gets them to. So they are still there, but about to knock off. It's been a long day for them, that's for sure.
So it is a pretty good crowd in attendance, that's for sure, here at the QEO, and they're hoping that Eaglehawk can make a big case for an epic finish here in the grand final. Keating will send it inside forward 50. Look at that carry in the breeze. The mark's almost been plucked in the goal square. Didn't quite come down. They bring it to the front of the pack. Sandhurst free kick for a trip. And it's going to go the way of Stagg, I reckon, is going to receive the free kick. It is Nick Stagg. This is a big kick in the contest of the game. So Stagg, he'll have to snap it from right up against the boundary line. Bendigo City end of the ground. Breeze will aid it if he sets it up nicely. Snaps around the body and puts it through. Nick Stagg. There's the responding goal Sandhurst were after. And it's now back to that 4-goal margin here at the QEO. Eaglehawk and Sandhurst in the 2025 Grand Final. Score sponsor is Parsons Towings in Castlemaine. 9-6-60 the Dragons, 5-7-37 Eaglehawk. 5 gone third quarter.
I didn't see the free kick in the contest there, and I know the umpire called trips. I didn't see the free kick, but player that often stands up, just bobs up in big moments is Nick Stagg from the Sandhurst Dragons, and there's another big moment that he's been able to finish.
Kangaroo Flat leading A-grade netball, 30 playing 26 against Sandhurst. Back in the middle, Frost wins the tap for Eaglehawk. Billy Evans runs onto the footy, then he lost it. They managed to just tumble it forward somehow. Ended up with Frost. Back to Evans. Evans coughed it up. Smetzer mopped up for the Dragons, but will be a free kick. In fact, it'll go to Billy Evans. He's asked to play on. Poor kick. The Mickelson medalist, he muffed that one up and he kicked it straight to Lockie Wright of the Dragons.
Yeah, he was looking for Kuma, but he didn't get him. So Wright's able to then go out to Tarju. Tarju will go further forward down the poolside wing. In the hands of Keating on the far side. Keating, one of 9 different goal scorers for Sandhurst today. They've kicked 9 and they've all been single goals. Trying to find a way through. Well, not sure what was going on there. I thought it might have been a trip. Not doing. Bouncing ball in the middle. Joel Mullen picked up the footy for Eaglehawk. He dances one way, then the other. Uses an outlet option, which is Nick Hoare. Nick Hoare sends it in the Kuma direction. It was knocked away from him by Keating. Picked up by Mills. Mills will hammer it towards the top of the 50. Took an awkward bounce for Campbell. Wilkinson tracked after it. Was pushed off it by Hoare. Austin handballs backwards to Ollie Morris. Ollie Morris goes with a little low worm-burning kick inside forward 50. Fergus Green couldn't take the mark. Langford got a good defensive punch. Donnet was being held in the tackle. He had strength to hold up and then find a handball. Mills, Stagg, kept it alive. High ball inside forward 50. Good defensive mark for Eaglehawk will be taken. And it's Hanley who will clear the kick. In fact, he plays on around Maxted and he'll send it over to Evans. Eventually, he'll clear it out with a kick.
Evans, now he'll go long looking for Isley. Collects it on the outer side wing. He'll come inboard aggressively. Poor kick, you could tell as he kicked it, come off the side of his boot. Turnover, kicked it straight to Coughlin. Coughlin of the Dragons. He's got Wright running in support. He'll kick it long inside forward 50. It's a mark by Matty Wilkinson. Diving, slips catch. 35 out directly in front will line him up for the Dragons.
Wilkinson got there deep into the forward line. They just had a little bit of change here. Fer Green just come off the ground and Wilkinson sort of filtered back into that deepest forward sort of spot and wide open into a channel that, again, they've been able to weight the kick into that dangerous zone.
Important kick these. You've got to kick. It's the grand final. You've just got to kick them, don't you? Directly in front. Matty Wilkinson. He's had a big year. Directly in front. City end. The conditions are perfect to kick her behind. Would have been better for a goal, but it's only a minor score. 61 playing 37. I didn't want to build it up to something it wasn't. 8 minutes gone. Third term, live 25, local fresh footy.
Langford quickly brings the ball in. He'll get it off. Evans will run his distance and clear the kick out of there. Oh, big fly. No mark taken, though. Frost spills to the front of the pack. Maxted to Tarju. Sold some candy. Stepped around. Found a nice pass over the top here. Cooper Smith's got it. 60 from home for the Dragons. Cooper Smith. Thought he was going to go quick. Decides to slow it down. Got some options at the top of the 50. Decides to go longer and deeper inside forward 50. Oh, it almost landed in the hands of Austin. It bounced off his chest and then his kick was smothered out of bounds for a boundary throw in. We'll throw it in. 61 plays 37. 9 minutes into this third quarter. Bendigo Footy League Grand Final Day, live 25, local fresh footy.
Underneath the scoreboard, City and Dragons in attack. They lead 61 to 37. 9 minutes have gone in this premiership quarter. And guess what? It is the premiership. Let's get them up and about. Frost wins the tap to Neves, who's been relatively quiet. Banged it on the boot to Kuma. Kuma from his defensive 50 will put it into Isley in the middle. He's got a player that's running for him. It was a nice handball, was Hoare. Hoare will go to a running McGregor. McGregor, it's a poor kick. He's going to make O'Shannessy work. Couldn't quite get it. They all hit the pack hard. Sandhurst, Smith will mop up. He'll go over the top. And he finds Oliver Morris.
Oliver Morris gives it to Kerno, who just Jackie Chans it out of mid-air as far away from there as he could. Strange decision. It goes out of bounds 40 metres away from where it went.
It's a missed opportunity from
Yeah,
Eagle Hawk there. There was a
absolutely.
wasted entry into 50. Jack O'Shaughnessy was wide open if the kick was on the spot, but it was well behind, and we're back in a neutral spot.
It looked like it was going to set up for him to run into an open goal. It just didn't happen that way. And Curnow was content just to clear it out of there in any way, shape or form. Throw in. Working his way through the pack there is Lockie Hood. Handballs to Tardrew, who shrugs off one tackle, steps around a second, sends the kick down the line. Big mark taken, a 70 from goal. Maxted, he wheels around onto the right foot, sends it in the Campbell direction. A big shove from Tom Campbell, and he wasn't going to get away with that one. And the free kick will go to Dylan Hanley in defence for Eagle Hawk.
You look to horseshoe it out. They'll go in one way and out the other to Langford, to Sam Thompson. From back pocket to back pocket. In they go, out they come. Hanley, this is Aiden, is the recipient. He stands, now he's going to horseshoe back the other way, reverse horseshoe. Just mucking around with Langford. They're looking for a path out. Now he'll go more central. That's okay to Butterick. Butterick now will eventually end up to the outer side to Bennett. In fact, it might be Hanley. Inboard to Butterick, who ran on. Butterick on defensive 50 for the two Blues. Awkward kick. Ground level, put his teammate under pressure and across half forward. A lot of possessions and a lot of commentating for nothing, Cam.
Yeah, they really didn't gain anything out of that passage of play at all. Seen Sandhurst are able to frustrate their opposition 2 weeks ago, which was Eagle Hawk, in that similar way, shape or form. They'll bang it inside forward 50 and it carries in the breeze. Out of bounds for a boundary throw in.
I don't mind that ball movement though, even though it didn't end up in anything. They haven't blasted it away and given it back to Sandhurst. So we've got to remember that wind is pretty hefty their way.
Yeah, Sandhurst, they prey on turnovers and fast ball movement inside forward 50. If they can get it. Eagle Hawk will be happy to neutralise this quarter, I reckon. If they could sneak a goal in, even better. Wilkinson got to the front of the pack, couldn't take it. Evans' handball went back into trouble. Spills out. Kind of a little bit of volleyball style footy in there. Jack Thompson's in there for Eagle Hawk. Good tackling from the Dragons. Results in a ball up. Butterick and Stagg, the two players that will jump up with the footy.
A-grade netball update. Kangaroo Flat 41, Sandhurst 36, 5-goal margin.
Maxted grabbed it out of the ruck, snapped it towards the top of the square. Tom Campbell came out, didn't get it. It was second hands on it anyway. Hanley steps around the defence, sends the kick out. Curnow from the Dragons will take the relieving mark and he'll look to pump it back inside forward 50.
Too far to score. All players are forward of centre now to Sandhurst's advantage. City end, it's a long kick to the top of the square, hot spot. Good defensive punch
Free kick,
from the back of the pack. But it was good by Jack Thompson, let's face it. It will be Jonty Neves, who I just sense he's been a bit quieter today, Jonty. They've had a couple that have been quiet today, really. Clayton Holmes being one of them, and one of the reasons was he was off for a considerable time as the ball goes beyond 50. Thompson is the target for Eagle Hawk. Ground level, though, winning in is Connacht. He's been relatively quiet for the Dragons as well. Over the top, Matty Wilkinson flew. 30 from home for the Dragons. Ground level now. On the end of a handball, Tardrew goes around the body. Opportunity missed. Should have probably kicked it. You thought it was a throw out of the pack, Jason Stevens?
No, I was sort of nodding down
Juggling.
here to the other end. It could have been, it could have come out pretty swiftly via hand. Let's say that.
62 plays 37. Evans will bring the ball back into play. Defensive goal square. Really not much going on at all. Umpire eventually says you have to move the game on eventually. So Evans steps out of the goal square, runs his allotment, hits it straight down the centre. It bounced nicely for Eagle Hawk. Picked up by Holmes. Able to fend off a tackle. Handball to Kuma. It went back to Holmes. Now they've sent it out to Bennett, who's got some space. It's sat up for him. Bennett's able to wheel it inside forward 50. He just blazed it inside forward 50. Had two options short. And he stuck it in the middle of both of them. And Liam Island, who was in an island of space, dare I say it, takes the intercept mark and clears it out to Cooper Smith.
Jace, is this a calm before the storm? I just sense something brewing because there's a bit of a lull, or is it just me?
No, there is a bit of a lull, and I think that's actually on Eagle Hawk's terms here to actually make it a bit of a lull. So if they can hold this margin and then fire home with the breeze in the last quarter, is probably on their bingo card. That's probably what they're trying to achieve.
Sandhurst have possession. Lockie right. He was a bit laconic off half back. He got pinged. It should be a free. No, umpire said play on. I reckon you're right on that one, Cam. That should have been. Tardrew now inboard. They'll work it nicely. Brom and ends up there with Coughlin. Coughlin's been good this afternoon. Up they go. His target was Campbell. Had his hands on the footy. Front and centre was Matty Wilkinson. He goes up the chimney, goes towards the goal, and the ball actually bounced the height of the point post as it went through for a point. Geez, it must be tight. It must be pumped up pretty hard, Jace.
There's a lot of air in that ball today. It's certainly got a bit of bounce in it and some distance out of the kick.
63 playing 37. Dragons lead halfway through this third term.
Langford brings the ball back into play, goes down the poolside wing. Frost takes the mark. Out of defensive 50. He'll wheel it further forward down the line. Looking for Isley. Knocked down. Mullen was taken in the tackle. Just got a handball out. Tarju was there to receive. Got it to Curnow. Curnow was tackled. He dropped the footy. Umpire says play on. The Eagle Hawk crowd starting to get involved in this one, and I think they will if they don't get a free kick here. And they will get one. Holding the ball on the far side. Tarju tried to fend off one too many tackles, and he was disposed of the footy illegally. Eagle Hawk emerge with the footy. Frost comes up and takes the mark. Quickly handballs off to Ben Thompson from outside forward 50. Sends it to the top of the goal square. Taken in the goal square by O'Shannessy. One-on-one contest and he plucked it. One-on-one with Darcy Mills. And if he kicks this, the Borough faithful will start to sense something for their side as he will look to bring it back to a 20-point margin. Right from the goal square, he should not miss, and he does not. O'Shannessy's got two, and it's a 20-point margin at the QEO. They're well and truly in this contest, Eagle Hawks. Score sponsor, Aussie Disposals, Live 25, local fresh footy, 9963, playing 6-7-43.
There's the wild card. He's popped up and had two in this quarter, so he's the danger man on the Eagle Hawk forward line at the moment.
Lachlan Wright a short time ago was winded too for Sandhurst. Took him a moment or two to get back up off the ground. He's okay. Cooper Smith too had a bit of a go a moment ago with Clayton Holmes, the Eagle Hawk co-coach. There's some not much love between those two at the moment.
Back in the middle, we'll get to Norm Jenkin with some telltale stats very shortly. Avoid a demarcation dispute with him and Jason Stevens. As Stagg wins it out of the middle, runs to 50. He sends it goalward. Good defensive mark. Langford. Love this player. How good is he? What's it look like, Norm?
Well, inside 50s are even this quarter. It's 8 to Eagle Hawk, Sandhurst, and 7 to Eagle Hawk. But the big telling thing is centre clearances. We've got Eagle Hawk with 4 and
sorry, Norm,
Sandhurst
I'm going to cut you
with
off
1.
there because Langford's kicked the ball out to Connick, who took the mark, and Connick went to go, and the Eagle Hawk player obviously went with him, I'm guessing, and he's been done for 50.
Yep, there was no play on call, and he's come across the mark, and umpires awarded a 50-metre penalty that puts Connick well and truly within scoring range.
No play on call, but Connick was certainly looking to get and go there. It's one of those real 50-50 ones, I reckon, that depends if the umpire wants to pay it or say, no, I haven't called pay on. You sometimes see that come back, don't you? But either way, Connick's going to line up from 25 out, should be able to kick truly, and he kicks, he just didn't kick through the ball at all. It's a real let-off for Eagle Hawk. And it just feels like momentum is going with Eagle Hawk here. 64 to 43, 21 points to the margin. Connick unable to convert on a golden opportunity there.
Ty Evans will kick it in for Eagle Hawk. He's shielding the sun from his eyes. He had Butterick on offer broadcast side, ignored that, decided to go Neves on the opposite side, swimming pool side underneath the scoreboard. Neves takes an uncontested mark.
This time he's told to go. Runs and then sends it down the wing. Mark taken by Schmetzer, but it's a block, so it's a free kick going to Eagle Hawks Clayton Holmes. Umpire says he didn't get a fair chance to contest the footy, so Holmes will send it down the line. Working for the forward there will be Isley. He's coming into the game, Isley. Handballs backwards. He did well. Held off the handball, gave it to Thompson. Thompson's kick was smothered by Smetzer, who just got it out to Curnow. Curnow barrels it down the wing. It'll trickle towards the boundary line and it'll carry. It'll take a right bounce and stay in play before Jack Donnett comes and sees it over. We'll get a boundary throw in on the far wing.
20-point margin. 21, in fact. Sandhurst lead. It's hovered around that 20-odd point margin for quite a while in this match. Eagle Hawk are still in the contest. They're hanging on for dear life. It's in the forward zone now for the Dragons. Grabbing out of the air was Frost. He's tackled hard by Collins. Offering support was Billy Evans. Handball underground to Donnet. Donnet's collared. Now it's in dispute. Hood did well. Dishes it off to Coughlin. Coughlin of the Dragons go to the top of the square. Lachlan hands on footy was Langford. And also Fergus Green getting involved in the contest. 20 around, ball in, 21-point margin, Dragons lead.
Kangaroo flatter out to a 7-goal lead against Sandhurst. 51 plays 44, and Cooper Smith, the Sandhurst skippers, just had a bit of a rub down on the interchange. I'm sure we'll see him back on the ground very shortly.
Throw in, free kick, pull. No, we're going to have a repeat boundary throw in by the looks. Maybe it was a bit shallow, Jason Stevens.
Yeah, I was just going to say those key defenders for Eagle Hawk in Langford and Neves have actually done a pretty good job on the dangerous Sandhurst forwards as well. So Maxted and Fergus Green really haven't impacted the contest that we know they're capable of. So
9 goals for 9 different goal kickers for the Dragons, so none of their forwards have really been able to just dominate so far. Maxted tapped it down. Eagle Hawk will track past the footy. They've coughed it up though. It's going to be a little dribbling ball out of the contest, and Jacob Austin becomes the first multiple goal scorer for Sandhurst. And it was not pretty, but it was enough to just find a way and dribble it through. And the Dragons get an important goal in this quarter just to stop a little bit of that momentum. And it's back to 27 points. 10-10-70 playing 6-7-43. 20 minutes gone. Third quarter score sponsor Jason Westcott, Builder Live 25 local fresh footy.
Had a couple of goals now for Jacob Austin coming out of deep forward now, which is a little bit foreign for him. He's generally around half forward, sort of crashing back really fast. So taking his chances today. It's great achievement from a 19-year-old.
Have you seen Billy Evans today, the Mickelson medalist?
Yeah, been a little bit quiet for Mike.
Yeah, he has been. He actually played for Sandhurst, in the grand final of 2014 before he was drafted. And now he meets, of course, the opposition here today as we're back into the middle. So what I'm suggesting to you, let's lift Billy Evans. Let's get Eagle Hawk back into this game. They've been hovering all afternoon after the initial onslaught by Sandhurst, which it could go on to prove the match-winning part of the game, because they're continuing on here, Sandhurst. It's picked up by Smetzer. Smetzer of the Dragons spreads it wide. Hood is the target. Won't win the footy. Boundary line does. 55 from home. Outer side, scoreboard side, which sees Sandhurst lead 70-43. And we're in time on ticking over to 22 minutes, Cam.
Yes we are. 21
You'll wait,
minutes and 50 seconds gone. Throw in. Knocked down. Eagle Hawk trying to work it out. Ben Thompson's been good. Gave it off to Billy Evans on cue. Evans down the line. No mark taken O'Brien. Spalls over the back. Ireland lost the footy. Sam Thompson went through, got it to O'Brien. O'Brien's little kick worked out well. Might not have got to its intended target, but it was done nicely by Hoare. Tapped it to Holmes. Back to Hoare. Hoare dribbles one to the top of the goal square. Isley comes out. Snaps around the body. Bailey Isley. He's got 3. And it's back to 21 points again, and they just will not go away, Eagle Hawk. 7-7-49 Eagle Hawk. They trail by 21 points here. The Dragons 10-10-70. Score sponsor Aussie Disposals.
That's 4 against the Breeze this quarter. So that's the first 3 against the Breeze. 3 or 4 against 3 against the Breeze this quarter. You'd think if they managed to get that 4 mark against the Breeze, that's putting him in a real spot to run home with the Breeze in the last quarter.
21-point margin. Sandhurst lead. Perfect conditions. It will not rain. The elements won't come into it. It's who wants it most. Smetzer in the ruck. Didn't win it. Frost did for Eagle Hawk. Puts it shallow inside forward 50. Big punch ends up with Keating of the Dragons. Into the middle to Smith. Cooper Smith has been good this afternoon. He'll fan it wide. He's got a target. The young man was Austin, who's been pretty good this afternoon. Good tap forward by Hanley of the two Blues, but won by Smith again. 30-metre handball forward to Hood. Couldn't quite collect. Good contest in the end with Jonty Neves. They're all tied up. 51 metres out from goal. Dragons in attack, 21-point margin. They lead, 24 minutes gone. Third term.
It's going to be hard to pick a standout best on ground, I reckon, in this game. It's been pretty even across the field from a lot of players, Jason Stevens.
Definitely has been even. It's going to be a difficult challenge, Cam.
Wilkinson got the ball off the contest. He'll then wheel it inside forward 50. Hanley got on the right side of Tom Campbell, and it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in right-hand forward pocket.
Good job for you, Jason.
Who's in contention for that at the moment, Jace?
Well, I'm going to throw a smoky out there that we haven't mentioned a heck of a lot today, and it's James Coughlin's actually running with Billy Evans for the majority of the day. I actually think he's had a a fantastic game to just to curtail the Mickelson medalist.
Got a lot of footy early as well, did James Coughlin. Might be contention for our Bendigo City Framers Best On Ground Sponsors Award as well, which we'll be handing out today too, as we have done across all games this season that we broadcast here in Bendigo Football League. Terrific sponsor of ours. Frost went down, lost it. Handball came from Hood. It was partially smothered because Wilkinson was lurking at the back of the pack, luckily enough. Emerging with it, Donnet sold some candy, got into some space, pulled the kick a little bit, which favours Schmetzer. Holmes comes after him. Schmetzer was worried out of it by Holmes. Coughlin emerges with a footy, gave the handball off, and, well, it was an incorrect disposal from Cooper Smith, and then Sandhurst have banged it inside forward 50. Some calls for a free or 50-metre penalty, but I reckon you'd be pretty stiff to have that one paid against you.
Yeah, I reckon Frost has been pretty good for Eagle Hawk, Jace,
Yeah,
as well
Frost
in the
has.
ruck.
Kuma has as well, across half forward for Eagle Hawk. So, and I think the Cooper Smith for Sandhurst has been influential from start to finish
What
as well.
about the bloke that's got the footy now, Ben Thompson?
Ben Thompson, he's been good. I reckon young Keating was good early when the heat was on to get them, 4 or 5 goals up before Eagle Hawk kicked into gear. But they've got the footy now with Jonty Neves. Short pass forward. It's okay. Donnet will go now long. In fact, it might have been McGregor. McGregor goes to half forward. In attack now. Eagle Hawk, whistle on play, free kick. It'll go to the Dragons. And they'll just slow things down as we approach three-quarter time in this grand final of 2025.
Dragons will go backwards. Connick's got it far wing. Very healthy crowd in front of that Kangaroo flat 10 over there, right behind the passage of the play as well, Jason Stevens.
Hopefully the sun stays out, Cam. It's better drinking weather if the sun's out.
That's probably why they've all merged to that far side of the ground and not on the near side here. Donnet's got the footy for Eagle Hawk. He'll fire a kick down the line. Jack Thompson couldn't mark it. James Coughlin was able to win it. Handball to Hood. Hood to Tarju. Finds his way out of trouble as he so often does, this Lockie Tarju. Goes backwards, Mills. Mills will send it down the line. Knocked off hands for a boundary throw in. Pull side wing. Father Jackson Saunders at ground level.
The wind picking up here too. My phone almost flew off my clipboard a second ago. Kangaroo Flat and A-grade netball now out to a 9-goal lead. I think that's the biggest it's been all day. 58-49 against Sandhurst.
Throw your phone up in the air and see what the breeze is doing, Jacko.
I won't be doing that. Thanks, Cam.
Umpire will throw it in outer side wing. Smetzer won the tap on that occasion to Wilkinson. Wilkinson by hand to Tardrew. Tardrew, poor kick, kicked it straight to the opposition. Turnover on defensive 50 was Clayton Holmes. Trying to get into the game, Holmes. He kicks it down the middle. Kuma was his target. Was a turnover though. Intercepted there by Coughlin, who goes long to half forward to Curnow. Curnow retreats. Finds his teammate in Morris. Morris goes inside forward 50 and Fergus Green basically left unattended at that time. And you don't need to give him much room, Jace, and he had it on that occasion.
You don't, and I maybe gave the Eagle Hawk key defenders a bit of a pump up 2 minutes too early. That was poor. Their two best key defenders are actually in that contest there, and allowed Fergus Green to have a jump at the ball uncontested, and he takes the mark and
they got
should
caught
kick
guessing.
They
got caught guessing, and they've been good. Langford's been as good as any this afternoon, talking about as good players defensively anyway. Ferg Green. Too good of a player to miss this in a grand final. And does. Gee, give him a moss. It didn't even look like it. 71 playing 49. But he's a pretty good player, Jace, let's be honest.
He was overcompensating for the breeze.
Yeah, potentially. It's interesting here though too. That's you'd have to question if they've kicked themselves a little bit out of this contest. They've left a few on the park.
It just didn't look natural for him, that kick at all, did it? It looked like he really tugged at it and was hoping it would come back. So you're right, 21 scoring shots to 14, and the margin sits at 71 to 49. Down the line they go. Got one wrong earlier. I think it's 22 points the difference.
We're just going to leave you out on the island by yourself, Cam. You can continue.
Yeah, find your own way home from there.
Throw in on the far side. I got one wrong in the under-18s, and Dennis and Joel were into me about it, so I didn't want to get it wrong this time. Knocked down. Sandhurst will come through the middle. Wilkinson picked it up. Got away from Sam Thompson. Sent a little dribbling kick out wide to Ollie Morris, who got around the Mullen presence. He'll then get some space. Send it inside forward 50. No mark off hands. Spills to the front of the pack. Good, strong contest there from both players going hard at the footy.
Holmes, was it?
No, it was Ben Thompson from Eagle Hawk who went in hard, as he so often does.
Fergus Green the other way from Sandhurst.
Frost knocks it down. Cooper Smith got it back to Curnow, who just sends it in as deep as he can. Was hoping for a bounce, but he utilised the breeze. Got one, I reckon, that probably would rather them go out of bounds in that situation and not give the ball back to Eagle Hawk late in the third quarter. 10-11-71, playing 7-7-49. We're about to hit the 30th minute of this third quarter. Score sponsor is Aussie Disposals on Live 25 Local Fresh Footy.
Netball might be over, is it? There's a big crowd walking from there. We'll just confirm that for you. Reckon Kangaroo Flat will win that grand final. Deep in attack here now, Dragons. Green emerges from the pack, puts it on the left, and didn't find distance, didn't find any purchase. So they'll work it out of the back line here through Langford. Langford over the tack to Thompson for Eagle Hawk. Looks for Kuma. Kuma one-on-one. Keating does well. Siren for three-quarter time.
That'll end it. It is three-quarter time here. Sandhurst 10-11-71. Eagle Hawk 7-7-49. 22 points the difference. But Eagle Hawk will be coming home with the breeze in the final term. So do not go anywhere. Grand final day on Bendigo Footy League. Live 25, Local Fresh Footy. Here we go. Final quarter underway. Collins wins it down. It's taken straight away by Mullen. Mullen goes straight out of the middle. Inside forward 50 for a big ride and fly from Clayton Holmes. And he owes his side today to Clayton Holmes, and he can go back and slot a goal to start the final quarter. Geez, wouldn't this make for some nervy Sandhurst people? I know we're only 20 seconds into the last quarter. This is a big moment in the game, Jason.
Yeah, dream start. If he can put this one through the big sticks, this is exactly what the Borough would have been looking for.
He's already got one. Island stands the mark, 40 out, almost directly in front. Going to the city end. He's put it through. The crowd roars at the QEO. And the Eagle Hawk are right back in the game. Score sponsor, Jason Westcott Builder, 71 plays 55. 1 minute into the final quarter of the 2025 Grand Final.
That was Frost down to Mullen there. That was a beautiful tap out. And Mullen just hit the hot spot perfectly. Holmes was the only one that actually sort of contested up in the air for that footy. As I said, dream start.
What an injection of this final term. Frost wins the tap again. That there was a hold, was in the middle. It'll go to Eagle Hawk. It'll be Thompson who goes long. Ben Thompson's been good. He goes looking for Holmes. Hands on footy. He's looking dangerous. Tries to shovel it out, but picked up by Sandhurst. Hood over to Wilkinson. Wilkinson Tardru has a bounce through the middle. Two bounces. He handballs over the top. He's got a player in Campbell running on. They've muffed it up. I reckon they've muffed it up, and they might get a free kick. Advantage is paid, and Maxted runs into an open goal and goes bang. A quick answer from Sandhurst. And just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, Sandhurst, the Dragons emerge. Come on, you boys. Score sponsor, Don Smallgoods. His Don is good. Live 25, Local Fresh Footy. 11-11-77, the Dragons. Eagle Hawk 8-7-55.
How good Lockie Tardru just run away from that contest just to put the Jets on and actually attack the forward 50. Almost muffed it up, as the call said, but great work by Tardru.
Jason, you'll be happy too. Kangaroo Flat A grade premiers, 59-51. Ruby Barkmeyer best on. 8-goal win against Sandhurst.
Thanks, Father Jackson. Back in the middle here. Eagle Hawk goes straight out of the middle through Mullen. Mullen sends it in the Isley direction. It carries over the back, and it almost, I don't know if anyone touched that on the way through then. Minor score. It's going to be a shootout in this last quarter by the looks. 56 plays 77, 2.5 minutes into the final quarter. Jace, just on what Jackson summarised, Sandhurst not going to defend, and that's exactly what Lachlan Tardru did not do.
He did not. He took the game on. That's exactly what we want to see. And you might have been right in the call earlier that the calm before the storm. Certainly looks like we're in for a whirlwind now.
Right, plays on from fullback, broadcast side for the Dragons, looks for Campbell, spills to the back. Picked off there, though, however, by Hanley of Eagle Hawk. Inside forward 50. Coughlin will relieve and he'll go to Hood.
Hood gives it over the top. Now they can run through the middle. Coughlin was caught down by Kuma, which affected the kick into the middle of the ground. They can handball their way out of trouble. Thompson rather calm to Evans. He was calm. He kicks down. Curnow got in front of Donnet. It looks like he's moved to play forward for Eagle Hawk. Jack Donnet. Curnow goes with a short pass, finds Maxted. Maxted marks right in front of our broadcast position, which is right behind the Sandhurst bench. Short pass. He basically could have passed it to him, but barely went the required distance. Umpire says play on. Wilkinson will then float it down the line. Frost will come and knock it down in the direction of a teammate there in Evans, who knocks it forward. Hood picked it up for Eaglehawk, Sandhurst. Handball backward, found its way to Wilkinson. Wilkinson picks out Frost. Took a mark. Umpire said it wasn't paid. Thought he might have had enough of a claim of that for a mark.
Might have been off hand. I reckon there's another little hand in there, Cam.
So often you'll see when it happens like that, it does get paid though.
Yeah,
Ball
they
up
don't
right
care.
in front of our broadcast position. Wilkinson uncontested, snaps around his body. It'll bounce over the head of Maxted. Jonty Neves will try and relieve it out of there. Had a bit of a fresh airy swing at it. Spills to Maxted inside forward 50. Eaglehawk have got numbers. Donnett feeds the handball out wide to Ty Evans. Evans gets it off to McGregor. McGregor will go straight down the middle with a QEO.
He was looking, of course, for Holmes, but using his body nicely for the Dragons was Ireland. Defensive mark, outer side wing. He's just a little bit unsure where to go. Now he decides to dump it long to forward. Oh, it's a mark by Stagg. Stagg was uncontested on right half forward. I don't think he's got the leg.
Oh, he's given away a free kick for a hold.
And it will go to Evans. Billy Evans of Eaglehawk into Butterick. Butterick on the wing for the two Blues. He looks inboard, handballs it back off to Evans. The Mickelson medalist will go inside forward 50. Ireland, he used his body, and it's a free kick to Eaglehawk to Clayton Holmes. Might have been a bit overzealous. Your thoughts of Jason Stevens?
I thought it was a little bit ticky-touch with that one. Yeah, and there was an Eaglehawk player that actually took advantage as well and did miss the shot at goal. So Sandhurst supporters would probably be a little bit disappointed.
The umpire never actually took eyes on O'Shannessy that did take the advantage. He was running straight to man the mark though, so the umpire didn't see it.
True.
Clayton Holmes is showing signs, and dare I say it, if he has a big 15 minutes here, Eaglehawk will win or potentially push them right to the line. That's what they need. Hence his influence on the game. He's just infectious, whether you like him or you don't like him, and some of the actions today have been probably fraction overboard, but he's there to win a grand final. Clayton Holmes, he's within distance, you would think, to the city end. He'll kick underneath it and kicks a goal! He kicks a goal! And they get closer for his third. They're in a couple of kicks now. The closest they've been for a long time, 9-8-62 to Sandhurst, 11-11-77. Score sponsor, Don Smallgoods. Is Don is good. Local, live 25, local fresh footy. I'm going to go horse by the end of this game, Jace.
I think the best thing with Clayton Holmes is after he does get those goals, the pump up that he will give his teammates, and that it's like he's got both those shoulders strapped because he does throw that fist really, really strongly towards the crowd after he kicks a goal.
He loves it, does Clayton Holmes. The Eaglehawk fans are loving it as well. No one's gone anywhere. 15-point margin, stacks of time left in this one. Trying to go straight through the middle. Hall was wrapped up straight away, so we'll have a repeat ball up right in the middle of the QEO. It's very hard out there on the cricket pitch. The rest of the ground is absolutely immaculate. Frost tapped it down. Jumper being held for Eaglehawks. Thompson received the free. Didn't matter because he played on quickly and gave it off to Evans. Evans fires it inside forward. 50. Holmes has got it again. He's 20 out directly in front of goal. Clayton Holmes is turning the game on its head at the QEO. And this to bring it to a single-figure ball game.
Not the only one turning the game. Frost and Thompson in the middle are absolutely on fire in that connection piece from ruck to rover. So this is a big kick for goal. If he puts this through, this is momentum all with Eaglehawk.
25 out, directly in front for his fourth and 2 in a minute. Clayton Holmes gives the crowd a big fist and says, come on! And it's a 9-point margin at the QEO. Eaglehawk have got the run. Over to you, Sandhurst, to try and stop this one. 11-11-77 to 10-8-68. Score sponsor, Aussie Disposals.
Jason, Eaglehawk have not led all day. It's changing. It's a big moment in the game.
It is. And Sandhurst needs to tighten up in this midfield and just prevent the ball from getting into the Eaglehawk forward line immediately.
It's the Clayton Holmes show at the moment. You can just sense it. Up they go in the middle. Frost wins the tap. Can Eagle Hawk win it out of the middle? Contested ball. Stagg does for the Dragons. He'll send it forward. Shallow inside, forward 50. Kobe Maxted hands on footy. He's important at this stage of the game. They scream for a free kick and won't get it. Stoppage, 40 from goal. Dragons in attack.
Yeah, breathe a little bit easier. They needed to get the ball in their forward half, and that's exactly where it is at the moment. And it is Bryce Curnow that's gone back onto Clayton Holmes.
Interesting matchup. The co-coach taken upon himself to try and stop the hot hand. Cleared out of defence from Eagle Hawk. McGregor in a one-on-one with Mills. Mills was able to win the tap down. Hoare went charging through. McGregor picked it up cleanly. Gave it to Evans. Over the top to Kuma. Smetzer charged at him. Might have worried him out of a little bit. Taju went through. Island's in there as well. Ball hits the bottom of the pack for a ball up. Island was the player in there, I should say. Centre of the ground. Umpire Carter will throw the ball up in the air. One down Frost. Kuma will go into the contest and he'll get wrapped up straight away. We'll have a ball up.
9-point margin. Dragons lead. It's the closest that Eagle Hawk have been probably all game, apart from the couple of opening minutes. Secondary stoppage. Lockie Hood did well. Tied them all up in the middle. Ball up. Umpire Carter. Under pressure now, the umpires as well. Frost wins the tap to Mullen. Mullen gets tied up. We'll do it all again. Stoppage, 2 in a row. 9-point margin, Dragons.
Just on that, Johnny, at the 24-minute mark in the second term when Cooper Smith goaled, it was a 30-point lead to the Dragons.
Ball up will be a repeat. And Jace, the crowd's just
It's a bit
kind
of
of
a hush,
stunningly
isn't it?
quiet at the moment. You could almost hear a pin drop out here. It is very, very nervous energy around the ground. Ball up again. We'll do a repeat ball up again. It's Lockie Hood in there for the Dragons. Billy Evans needs to do something here. He's being manned by Stagg. Smetzer's kick was smothered by Evans. It spills to Kuma. Tried to find his way through. Managed to fire out the handball. It fell to Mullen. Mullen from outside forward. 50. Goes to goal. Joel Mullen's kicked an absolute ripper. Eagle Hawk are going nuts. The crowd's going nuts. Joel Mullen from 55. Ho ho! What a game we've got here. 3-point margin. 11-8-74 plays 11-11-77. Score sponsor Don Smallgoods. Is Don is good.
Was that Kuma that shot the ball out underneath the bottom of the pack there? Just squirt the ball forward. It's just momentum and move the footy forward. And all the momentum is with Eagle Hawk. This is a big final quarter coming up.
We've got the close one. In fact, we've got the only one. Of course, it's grand final day. Smith for the Dragons. Sockers it forward for the Dragons. But it's Mullen again. Emerges for the two Blues. He'll spread it wide to half forward. Coughlin for the Dragons with fingertipper. Make sure that it goes over the boundary line, out of bounds. 70 from goal. Eagle Hawk in attack.
Just not sure how much of a voice man you were going to have left after this. This is an absolute epic grand final. For what looked like for fair stages, it was going to be all Sandhurst. Eagle Hawk have turned up. They've got all the breeze and the momentum at the moment. The Dragons need to do something to try and relieve. And what is that something, Jason Stevens?
Very good question. Very good question. They just need to get control and maintain a bit of possession of the footy.
We heard him say at three-quarter time they were going to attack. I wonder if that will stay the case. Keating's kick down the line, missed its target, bouncing ball, and it'll be hard up against the boundary line. Sam Thompson will come. Ollie Morris floats over to knock it over for a repeat throw-in. Centre wing position, pull side.
Right, it's a dead heat in relation to where the footy is right now. It's on true centre wing. Swinging pool side. Frost in the ruck. Wins the tap cleverly. Couldn't quite find a teammate. It might cause a stoppage. Umpire that it goes. Mills has been quiet this afternoon of Dragons. Coughed up the footy. Eagle Hawk with possession now. They'll move forward. Might be Butterick with the footy. He'll go inside forward 50. Neves is the target. They've got Kobe Maxted, the Dragons down. Back now, and he just cleverly puts it towards the boundary line by hand, and over it goes underneath the scoreboard.
Yeah, Maxted has floated back and Neves has followed him, so neutralise that from an Eagle Hawk perspective, and probably playing 7 forwards at the moment.
It always seems to be the case. Those two always seem to match up on each other. Doesn't matter what end of the ground or who's attacking, who's defended. They do not leave each other's side. It's a great contest. We'll have a ball up again on the throw-in. 3-point lead to the Dragons. 13 minutes gone. Eagle Hawk have kicked the last 4 of the contest, though. Ball up. Isley came in a run and jump at it. Managed to grab it out of the ruck. Kick was smothered. Ben Thompson fires the handball backwards to the sweeper, which was Sam Thompson. A bit of brotherly connection there. Sam Thompson's kick carries the back and floats through for a minor score. We're back to a 2-point margin now, and they're getting ever agonisingly closer.
Curnow for the Dragons, playing down back on Holmes now. Will kick it in. He goes one way then the other. Then he decides to spread it to Connick, broadcast side. Hits him up. Takes a mark beyond defensive 50. 10 metres in from the boundary line. Just in front of us, broadcast side. Short pass forward, 25 metres. Hits Oliver Morris. Oliver Morris now directs traffic. It's a long, high ball. He'll go looking for right, but at the back of the pack, it's an Eagle Hawk mark.
Good grab there from Eagle Hawk. It's one of the Hanley boys who's taken the mark there. He'll come down the line. It's going to be hugging the boundary. O'Shannessy got in front, but Caleb Connick read it best and took an intercept grab. Terrifically well weighted and judged by Connick. Right in front of us, broadcast position. He'll go back to where it came. Carries the pack. Tom Campbell received it. Handball to Brome. Brome's handball further forward to Stagg. Just managed to feed out a handball towards the boundary line. We'll get a boundary throw in. A cracking game of footy here. Grand final of 2025, and it's going right to the wire. 2-point margin, 15 minutes into the final quarter. We'll get a throw in. Collins and Frost. Neutralised, tap down, taken away by Evans for Eagle Hawk. Bouncing ball favours O'Brien. Picked it up cleanly. Gave it to Ben Thompson. Now they're away through the middle of the ground through Mullen. Mullen goes up towards Jonty Neves. Takes it on the second grab. Neves plays on. He's got O'Shannessy on his own. He lands it on his chest. 15 out directly in front of goal. And O'Shannessy can put Eagle Hawk in front for the first time on the day. They're stunned, Sandhurst. This has been some quarter of footy from Eagle Hawk. And Jack O'Shannessy, who's kicked 2. Kicked 39 goals heading into today's game. Represented the interleague side. In he comes. And he puts Eagle Hawk in front in the grand final. Unbelievable scenes at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Sandhurst are looking stunned. 11-11-77 to 12-9-81. 17 gone final quarter. Score sponsor Bendigo City Framers, Live 25 local fresh footy.
It's 4 unanswered goals now, Jason, to Eagle Hawk. They've kicked those 4 goals in the last 9 minutes. Sandhurst have not goaled in 14 minutes when Kobe Maxted got 1 for the Dragons.
Yeah, they need one desperately now. There's absolutely no nerves amongst those forwards from Eagle Hawk. Holmes and O'Shannessy in those spots you can get nervy as a player. None shown at all from those two.
It's important in the middle. Ben Thompson has got Tardrew. Who's going to win it? Umpire will throw it up. Up they go. Frost wins the tap for Eagle Hawk. Smetzer by hand. No, we're going nowhere. We're stuck in the middle. It's a real contest. It's an will won by Sam Thompson. Eagle Hawk inside forward 50. It's a juggling mark. Isley goes goal and it extends the lead.
Listen to the crowd.
He extends the lead. Boy, oh boy. Eagle Hawk now. They've kicked out to 13-9-87 to 11-11-77. That's his 4th. Score sponsor Bendigo City Framers. Live 25. Grand final local fresh footy.
In the last minute, the crowd has been chanting Eagle Hawk, Eagle Hawk, Eagle Hawk. You could hear it. Listen to it.
No one can
Nick
question.
Stagg with a black blood nose too.
No one can question the standard of Bendigo footy if they're here watching this contest. This is some supreme footy from Eagle Hawk right at the moment.
It's certainly dominated by Eagle Hawk there, Jace. They've had 5 centre clearances, 11 inside 50s for their 6 goals.
The crowd is going nuts. They're not home yet. 18 minutes gone in the final quarter. Tardrew goes backwards. He'll receive the footy. What can he do? He's tackled. He's gone. Holding the ball. Frost got it. Crowd goes nuts. Frost will send it inside forward 50. Neves in a one-on-one. Maxted worked him under it and took the mark for the Dragons. Cool, calm, composed. Maxted sent it out to a teammate who was absolutely crunched by young Tommy Bennett. Nothing malicious about that. That was just a good, hard attack at the footy. And it's Caleb Connick that's got the footy underneath the scoreboard.
Connick, what have the Dragons got now? Can they respond? Short pass forward 30 metres to Coughlin. Coughlin to the Dragons to the wing. They'll set themselves. Mark, Eaglehawk, back of the pack, Ty Evans. Now needs to show some composure. They have the upper hand now. 19 minutes gone. Fourth term, the final quarter of this grand final. It's a long, high ball, hugs the boundary line. Neves hands on footy. Then he don't argues on Maxted. Then he's kicked.
Jonty Neves free kick. His
Free kick. Umpire Carter. So let's reset. 70 from home. A long way. Swimming pool side. Isley is lurking at the top, the dangerous area. Now he goes long, looking for Holmes. Top of the square, Mark! It's an Eaglehawk. Mark O'Shaughnessy has taken a grab at the top of the square.
Fantastic young player, Jack O'Shaughnessy, 19-year-old, coming in to put Eaglehawk out to a 16-point advantage.
I'm not even going to say anything. It's a 10-point margin because the crowd will tell you. They will tell you what's going on. O'Shaughnessy, in he comes at the top of the square for Eaglehawk. Jack O'Shaughnessy, what a grab. Score sponsor, Bendigo City Framers, his fourth. Sandhurst, 11-11-77. They're labouring, can you believe it? 14-9-93. The Borough, we're in time on 21 minutes in the final term.
Jason, Eaglehawk had 7 goals at three-quarter time. They've doubled their amount of goals in 20 minutes.
Frost will take it out of the middle. They're going absolutely bunter here. The Eaglehawk crowd goes inside forward 50 again. They've just got all the running. Isley overran the footy. Ireland lost it. Isley got it back. He sold some candy. Then he tried to snap. O'Farrell comes in with the smother, but it spills to Billy Evans. Evans will be hard up against the boundary line. Dragons through. Max said handball off. It'll be a free kick to Cooper Smith being held without the footy. No, not paid. And we'll get a boundary throw in underneath the right-hand forward pocket. Jason Stevens, the three-prong attack of Eaglehawk, O'Shaughnessy, Holmes and Isley. There's 12 goals, 4 each between them.
It's a good
I've
outing
never seen anything like that.
It's a good outing for a forward group to actually have that even spread of goals.
45 from home. Eaglehawk in attack. They lead 93-77. Thompson threw his head back looking for a free kick and won't get it.
You look at the Sandhurst side, Austin's got 2, and then they've got 9 individual goal kickers as well. So
Still 40 from goal. Isley in the ruck. He's been super. Tardrew wins it for the Dragons. Good strong tackling. Aidan Hanley for Eaglehawk. Over the line it goes. Boundary line. 40 from goal. Still Eaglehawk in attack. I reckon they're going to win a grand final here, Cameron Power.
the grand final that they were not meant to win. They did not beat Eaglehawk during the regular season or the finals. But they might beat them when it comes to the game that matters most. Isley took it out of the ruck and he was tackled straight away. Sandhurst finished on top of the ladder. They were clear on top as well. Strong favourites heading into the grand final. Free kick out of the contest. Smetzer for the Dragons.
They need 3 goals, the Dragons, and we're at 22.5 minute mark of this final term in the 2025 grand final. Holmes has been big on the left, a little toe poke forward. They're just outside 50 here. Sandhurst are fumbling. They're under pressure. First time they've felt it all year, and it's in the final stages of the grand final. A hurry kick by Sandhurst up to the wing. Outer side, swimming pool side. A further little kick out underneath the ground towards Campbell. He's on half forward. Comes off hands. Outer side. And we'll have a ball in.
There was 7 goals kicked in the first quarter. That quarter went for 32 minutes. I'd suggest so far in this term we've had 8 goals. I would suspect there could be 10 minutes of footy still to play.
10 minutes. That'll take us to 33 minutes, Cam.
I'm not sure you can get another 10 minutes out of you.
I don't know.
It has been
Not leaving
absolute
anything in the
epic.
tank.
No, neither will either of these teams. Dragons go forward. No mark taken in the descents. Tapped away though. Dragons will get a chance to look to go forward. Hood found some space. Sends it inside forward 50 in the direction of Fergus Green. He takes the mark, does Fergus Green. Hard up against the boundary line. 30 out from goal. He will then centre it. Nice centering pass. And he finds a teammate here. And it's Ollie Morris. Geez, the pressure on Ollie Morris. He's hard up against the boundary line. The crowd behind him will be giving it to him. Morris from the boundary. The crowd behind the goals doing everything they can to put him off. A must kick for Sandhurst. A banana that has absolutely hit the wrong side of the footy, and it's actually floated out of bounds on the full on the opposite side. A massive, massive letdown. Borough bring the ball back into play.
Has this game got a final twist in it? Has Sandhurst got a final twist? They're deep in the forward zone. Sam Thompson of Eagle Hawk. He's kicked it straight to Hood. He kicked it off the ground and Hood runs back as he's got a shot at goal directly in front, 30 from goal.
The first mistake I think they've made for the entire quarter, Eagle Hawk. They're just a rush sort of kick off the ground straight to Lockie Hood.
There's 5 minutes remaining. The Lee Matthews rule of football is you can kick a goal a minute, and they only need 3. Lockie Hood, has he had more of an important kick in his whole career? Let's see what he does do for the Dragons. And he kicks the goal! His second. We're not done yet. Score sponsor Don Smallgoods is Don is good. Sandhurst 12-11-83. 10-point margin, Eagle Hawk 14-9-93. Jason Stevens.
Best midfielders need to be in this stoppage, and Sandhurst looks like they've got Coughlin in there. Ollie Morris is in there, and Tardrew is the starting sort of set. They absolutely need to win this clearance forward for the Dragons if there are any hope in this contest.
Knocked down Frost. Grabbed it, tackled straight away. Wilkinson in amongst it as well for the Dragons. The crowd desperate to find out. There's a blood rule here. Father Jackson Saunders, who's the blood rule on? Is it Nick Stagg again?
It is, yes. He's had trouble with his nose in this quarter, so Staggy is certainly giving it his all. Hugh Schmetzer is coming onto the ground too, so Nick Stagg coming off at the moment.
We probably shouldn't repeat what the crowd are chanting out there. The Eagle Hawk faithful. Jack Keating comes on, and Stagg looks absolutely dejected down there on the bench to be coming off. It's blood from the nose by the looks. Sent forward for Eagle Hawks, Ty Evans. It bounces inside forward 50. Island will track after it. He'll see it over the boundary line because Isley was hot on his hammer. We're going to throw it in underneath the scoreboard, which reads Eagle Hawk leading by 10 points, 27 minutes into the final quarter.
A couple of minutes remaining in this grand final of 2025. They look done in the first quarter, in the second quarter, and even the third. And now they are going to potentially win a grand final. A couple of minutes remaining. Tardrew of the Dragons to right. They're in the back half to Maxted. Maxted short pass, hits up Keating. Keating didn't quite mark it. By hand back to Maxted. Had to retreat. Maxted long and strong up to the wing.
Stepped around knees with a kick down the line. It'll be a mark to Braden Frost. And then he goes to ground as well. Lockie right. Flirting with danger. Umpire not buying into that one though. So Frost has got it. He'll look to take his time. He'll send the high ball inside forward 50. O'Shannessy flew. Couldn't take the mark. Hoare was there. Hood tries to fend off the Thompson tackle. Couldn't find a way through. Mullen picks up the ball. Mullen snaps goalwards. It would have been the sealer. Liam Island gets back on the last line of defence and knocks it through for a minor score. 83 playing 94. Bryce Curnow will bring the kick back in for Sandhurst. He points and just goes straight down the middle. Makes poor connection with the footy. Big fly from Eagle Hawks. Ben Thompson again. Couldn't take the mark. Hits the pack. We'll have a repeat ball up 55 metres out from goal. One of the best grand finals you've seen in a very, very long time. 60 out from goal. Seb Collins and Frost. Frost took it out of the ruck. Collins wrapped him up straight away. Umpire lets it play. Eventually he's going to have to ball it up. Still circling. We'll have a ball up. Collins and Frost will do battle once again.
Right half forward. In attack, Eagle Hawk. QEO, 94 playing 83. I don't think they've got it in them, the Dragons. Hurry kick by Hood out of the air, into the middle. Running onto it was Morris. They've got a chance through Tardrew. They're not done yet. Inside forward 50. Eagle Hawk, desperate. They're at ground level. Oh, don't argue by Thompson. Kicks it beyond 50 and up onto the wing.
He just clears it out of there. Seth Collins tracks after it. And he let it bounce, he let it bounce, and he let it bounce. And eventually the ball bounced away from him and went out of bounds. Jason Stevens, I wonder if he could have just tried to grab the ball and got it going back the other way again. But that's a massive win for Eagle Hawk.
Hard one to read where that's going to go.
Yeah.
Probably thought it was going to come back this way.
Very hard one indeed. That's the joys of the code that we play with an egg-shaped football. Dragons get another look at it though. Keating with the ball inside forward 50. Inside 50 he goes and backing back and floating into the hole is Eagle Hawks. Jack Thompson, I reckon.
Nick
No, it's
Stagg
actually-
just coming back on too with tape around his nose, wrapped around the back of his head.
It was Butterick, in fact, who tends the kick down the line. Lockie Wright gets it for Sandhurst. Keating's having a big few moments, but he's taken straight away by Sam Thompson. Umpire says high. So free kick will go to Keating. 60 out from goal.
It's a boil over here, you think. Have they got time, Sandhurst? If they're good enough. Keating, inside forward 50. Must be only a minute or two remaining. They need 2 goals on the board. Desperate stuff in the forward zone by both clubs. 2 minutes, in fact, remaining, and we've got a stoppage. Ball up, deep inside forward 50 for the Dragons.
Frost taps it down. A lot of players around this footy. The clock is Eagle Hawk's friend at the moment. Umpire comes in and crosses his arms. Budrick was at the bottom of the pack. Repeat ball up. Frost straight to Smetzer. Smetzer goes goalwards and he just had to kick that if there were any chance you feel. And he misses to the near side. And it's now a 10-point margin. Langford will bring the ball back into play and you sense he won't be in any rush at all.
Show some composure. What they need is a shot at goal just to waste 30 seconds if they can. He'll come broadcast side. They'll set themselves. Oh, Shaughnessy! Took it outside!
Not paid.
Who's got their hands on the footy?
Not paid.
Go to the replay. I tell you what, he was like Alex Jezelenko 1970 style.
It looks like a mark on the boundary.
Gee whiz. It was a dead heat. Ball up. Frost wins the tap for Eagle Hawk. Ground level. They're strong at ground level. The 2 Blues. This will be a famous victory. A boil over. 60 seconds remain.
Where did this come from? Smetzer sends it inside forward 50. Have they got one last say in it, the Dragons? It'll be cleared back out of there from Eagle Hawk. Things need to go perfectly. It spills back to the back of the pack. Smetzer will wheel around on his white. He'll send it inside forward 50. Big punch from Eagle Hawk. Seconds click away. Tom Bennett tracks after it. Just clear it out of there, son. It's exactly what he does. Bennett gains 20 metres. It goes towards the boundary line and it goes over. Centre of the Queen Elizabeth Oval is where the ball will be thrown back in on the pool side of the ground. The Borough, dare I say it, might just about have done enough.
They've done enough. 32 minutes, 10-point margin. They've come from nowhere all season. What a victory this will be. They'll win this grand final, nothing sure as stoppage. True centre wing, 94 playing 84. Cameron Power, rip it home, son.
Look at the crowd behind the goals. They're already starting to jump the fence and get involved in this one. The Eagle Hawk crowd will go nuts. Sandhurst will send it inside forward 50. And an intercept mark is taken in defence. And Eagle Hawk are about to wrap up a big grand final. They'll clear the kick out down the line. Collins will fly for Sandhurst. It carried over the back. They'll keep fighting. Work forward. They'll get another look inside forward 50. Jacob Austin might be a chance. Picks it up. Handballs to Connick. Connick will go goalwards. Fergus Green marks. And it's too little, too late. Eagle Hawk are premiers. The biggest boil over you'll see in a while. The Borough have done the impossible that some said and won the grand final by 10 points. Look at the crowd. Unbelievable scenes at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Jason Stevens, can you sum up what you've just witnessed?
That's an amazing victory for Eagle Hawk. That's it's probably this is in their DNA, their footy club, isn't it? They get to this big dance. They've always been this type of team. That grit and the fight that we've seen all day from them. We thought they were toast in that first quarter, but they stuck with it and were able to fight all the way through. And look at those scenes out there. That's we haven't seen that for a long time in Bendigo footy. That number of people on the ground.
Number 23. I'd be the same. Yeah. Oh, you've lost longer than 20 seconds. You're fucking
Puppy dog! Is that puppy dog? Serious snows. Thank you.